Hi, I'm Brandon, and today I'm taking a look at the interrogation of Jeff Sokol. This is my second commentary on him, but it's a very long and interesting one. Interesting in quotes because it's really frustrating, but there's a lot to discuss. So I figured I'd take a look at it again. Let's go. And I tried using the newer version from True Blue, and it got flagged for copyright. So I'm trying again with this old version since this is what I used last time. So hopefully this one passes the censors.
Is yours, Mike?
Yes.
No, nothing.
Thank you, sir.
You all set?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Calling when needed.
Cool.
I'll be in, 45.
Okay. First thing I need to do, I'm Detective Kelly, obviously with the Fairfield, Connecticut Police.
And this Detective Kelly, unless I'm wrong, this is the only time we've seen him. Some of the other investigators, we've seen them pop up in multiple interrogations, but I don't remember this guy in any other ones. And I kind of like him. He's got kind of different style. It's more like a conversational style, but he's pretty good at it.
I'm just going over your rights with you. You're willing to speak with me about what happened tonight? Yeah. Okay.
It's being recorded, too.
Correct.
And Jeff's already sitting there with his arms crossed, kind of like he's already just wants to be pouting and confrontational about it. I actually saw a courtroom video recently where the defendant was standing with his arms crossed and the judge told him to stop it. I mean, obviously, maybe partly just doing it for comfort, maybe. But
Okay, I just want you to read you can read your own rights, and if you understand them, just initial it. Then we're going to go down here quick and do the same kind of a thing, okay? So you have the right to remain silent, you understand that?
I would like to know, I'm sure there's been studies done, like what percentage of people being interrogated actually refuse to speak to the detectives and ask for a lawyer. It's got to be small. Like, I don't know if these predators are a good representation of the public as a whole, but it seems like for every one guy that asks to speak to a lawyer and refuses to talk, there's like 50 guys that don't. It's very rare that they don't talk.
If I talk to any police officer, anything I can say can be used against me.
Like in Jeff's case here, I really think that he thought he could argue his way out of this. He thinks he did nothing wrong, and he thinks that he could just debate his way into freedom.
I have the right to consult a lawyer before I answer any questions. I may have a lawyer with me during questioning. The right to have a lawyer appointed for me if I cannot afford one before I answer any questions. I know that if I answer any questions, I have the right to stop answering at any time. I may stop answering any questions at any time. If I wish to talk with a lawyer, I may have him with me during any further questioning. And I'm willing to answer questions and make a statement knowing that I have these rights. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I know and understand what I am doing. I do this freely and voluntarily, and no threats or promises have been made to me. Do you understand those rights?
Yeah, it's like no threats or promises have been made to you. Like no promises. So there's really no benefit. It's not like if you talk to us, we'll give you leniency or anything. It's just like there's no benefit to incriminating yourself. And most guys are like, yeah, I'm going to talk.
Well,
probably gonna have to get a lawyer.
Okay. So we're not going to discuss without the time.
Yeah.
Well, the video's an hour, or the interrogation's an hour and 40 minutes, so obviously he starts talking about something.
I'll talk to him.
I just skip past all the stuff where he's giving his personal details.
And we could probably just kind of start with what happened this evening. I looked at some of the texts. There's several pages. The text between you and the young female. Can you just tell me what kind of happened from your standpoint tonight? You're in, I assume, at home in Brookline, and you're corresponding with this younger girl.
Yeah, I was just looking to meet her, and I know you're not going to believe me, but I honestly was not planning on having sex with her.
Yeah, you're right about that, Jeff. We do not believe you.
I know the texts talk about that, but it's talk. I mean, I wasn't planning on having sex with her.
Again, I have to say this almost every time. These guys act like talking or texting is not important, like somehow it's meaningless. But when you purposely lay out your intentions through voice or through text, it's very strong evidence that you intended to do what you said you were going to do.
Unless it was right and legal to do it. I don't know if I would.
Like if your boss texts you and he's like, or even calls you on the phone and he's like, hey, are you able to work tomorrow? Could you show up at 9 a.m.? And you're like, okay, sure. And then you show up and he's like, what are you doing here? Well, you said I was supposed to work. Oh no, that was just talk. It was meaningless. It's ridiculous. Like what you say, especially in this case, what you repeatedly say, how could we possibly not hold that against you that you intended to do that?
But not either, but I was not going to do
What do you mean
it.
by right and legal to do?
No, I mean, if I, she seemed like somebody, that was mature and.
Wait, no, she did not seem mature. Like, yeah, there might be 13-year-olds that seem more mature than others, but they're not as mature as like a 44-year-old man or however old he is. Like, not even close. And even if they did seem mature, even if they did seem like a 25-year-old in maturity level, there's still laws against this for a reason. He's just trying to make it look like somehow this is not the weirdest thing ever.
Somebody that, that would be fun to hang out with. And so I wanted to meet her and find out if she was what I thought she was.
It's like, how would they be fun to hang out with? And these guys, they always look at it from their point of view. Well, I thought they'd be fun to hang out with. I want to hang out with them. Look at it from her point of view. She just has some 44-year-old creep coming over to her house. There was nothing this guy said that made him sound fun.
So how long had you been corresponding with her?
Like 3 weeks.
And how'd you meet her?
And it's not like he met her through friends or any other sort of normal way. He selected her. He chose her out of everyone else there was available to talk to. He picked her likely because of her age and profile picture. I don't know if the age was shown on there, but she looked very, very young. And when she told him her age, he didn't care. He just kept talking to her. It would take a while before you realize that this person sounded mature, but you shouldn't be talking to someone of this age anyway. So it's not like your relationship just grew over time. It's not like she is a, distant cousin or something, or he had no reason to talk to her at all, except she was a complete stranger that he reached out to because of her age.
A chat site.
What was that called?
Liar Club.
Liar Club? Is that, what is that? Is it
It's
kind of a hookup site or something?
No, it's like chat rooms, but I don't know if it's it's a hookup site because there's people there that are all
Have
over the
you
world.
talked to people before, girls, guys, or
Yeah,
on that particular site?
yeah.
Have you
Girls, guys. I'm going to guess that they were all girls and that they were all or mostly very young or underage.
talked to younger girls before today, or in the last couple of weeks, rather?
Not that I know of.
What do you mean, not that you know of?
And what was the interest in this particular girl?
I wonder what Jeff's interest in her was. It's just her amazing personality and her maturity. No, shut the hell up. No, it's not. It was the fact that she's 13.
Let me back up a second. Are you married?
No.
Have you been married?
Yeah.
Divorced?
Yeah.
How long?
Really? You mean that some woman that was married to Jeff Sokol actually got fed up with him and got divorced? I am shocked.
Like 10
10 years
10,
or more?
11 years, yeah.
Any kids?
No.
What was the reason for the dissolution of the marriage? Anything?
Probably 2 words, Jeff and Sokol. That was the reason for the divorce.
Major issue with the ex-wife?
No.
Or she with you?
No, it was just a mutual breakup.
And how about dating and things since then? Do you have relationships? Have you had any recently?
Yeah, I mean, a few here and there, yeah.
And just, like, I'm assuming his wife was probably close to his age. And he was married to her and everything fell apart, but then he finds a 13-year-old who seemed very mature. She probably wasn't as mature as his wife. I think the fact that she was immature was probably what attracted him to her, because a mature woman probably got sick of his bullshit, called him out on it, and divorced him because of it. So he's like, maybe if I find someone that's really young that won't know any better and I could just boss them around and dominate them even more. And then he tries to pretend that there's like some kind of connection they had.
What was the last one?
I mean, I had a short one over the summer, a couple months.
How old was she?
41.
The adult woman.
Yeah.
Have you, met or chatted with or visited younger girls before?
Younger, yes, but I mean,
What's your, well, I don't know, younger than me is probably in their middle 20s. From my standpoint, I'm a little bit older than you, but what's younger to you?
yeah, I've dated girls in their 30s and 20s.
And have you, this wasn't,
I would love to hear from some of these women in their 20s and 30s, just find out what it's like to date Jeff Sokol.
I'm sure the first time you met a girl who was purportedly 12 or so years old, right?
What would you say?
I said, I'm sure this isn't the first time you either chatted with or met with a girl who was, supposedly 12 years old.
I believe it was the first time that I know of.
It was? Is that what you're saying? It was the first time? I mean, I don't know. You may have an issue or a certain fetish or attraction to younger girls. You probably do.
Yeah, I've never met, I've never gotten to meet a girl that was.
So what he's asking if you chatted to them online. Yeah, maybe this is the first time you actually traveled to meet one of them, but you've probably tried to do it before. You've probably been chatting them up.
Teenager.
Never. And why tonight? Just
In Chris Hansen's words, so you just woke up this morning and figured you'd just come and meet a 13-year-old girl.
Saturday night, it's got it from basically the Boston area, right?
I just had nothing to do. I figured we'd just hang out, and I was.
Like, that's pretty much the bored defense. I had nothing to do. There are a million things to do that don't involve doing this. It's not like, first of all, you don't have to do anything. You could just hang around your house and scroll on your phone or stare at the wall or anything other than doing this. It's not like you're required to do something and this is the only option.
Just gonna drive home later tonight.
You talked, I know in the text there was some mention of a marriage contract. I don't know what you're.
And of course, that was one of the stupidest things he brought up, but it's one of the things he's famous for. So of course Hansen brought it up, and it's one of the first things this detective brings up.
if it's a religious thing or something else, but what's the deal with the marriage certificate? What was that whole conversation? Or a marriage agreement or a contract? You talked.
I believe that Jeff thought that there was some way he could circumvent the law, and if he could somehow get this young girl to agree to marry him, even though they've only been talking for a few weeks, if she could sign some sort of agreement, even though that underage people can't sign a contract, but if somehow she could, that she was going to marry him, that it would be legal for him to do whatever the hell he wanted to her. The level of stupidity, the level of moron that you would have to be to think that that was possibly the case is shocking.
I know I was joking at one time when I said, "Is it in the contract?" I was
Was there
joking.
a mention of like bringing some type? Maybe it was in jest, but did you mention bringing some type of marriage contract or something like that?
No, it wasn't. No, bringing something. No.
He researched it. I don't know. I can't remember if he actually brought something or not, but he definitely researched it to see if that was a possibility. I bet you he checked to see if there was a chance that there was just some PDF that he could download and print off and get her to sign, and then he could legally do anything. Like there would be such a law that would allow that.
Did you mention having her sign it, or you signing it, or both of you signing it? I mean, I can go get the paperwork. Unfortunately it's an inch thick, but
Yeah, exactly. It's an inch thick. Yeah, go get it so you can throw everything this guy said back in his face.
there's some conversation about that. I just want to know.
Yeah, there was conversation. There was conversation about that. I was just explaining to her that people could get married by just signing a contract.
Not a 44-year-old man and a 13-year-old girl. That does not work, at least in this country
signing,
or any normal country.
marriage documents.
So, but you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, right? It's kind of.
Yeah.
I think you could probably even
14,
understand.
but yeah, she said she was 14. But okay.
She was 14.
I know, it's young.
Maybe I should get some of the text, so we're both clear about what age she said she was.
She said it wasn't 12.
No,
No.
and 14 is that big of a difference anyway?
Yeah, Jeff's not some kind of perv that would go after 12 years old. 13, then he's good, though, apparently.
He's like, you're 44.
Different, it's a difference to me.
Because neither are legal, you know that,
And,
right? The age of consent is 16, which is, in my mind, too young also, but he thought she might be.
Yeah, 16 is just the age of consent. It doesn't mean that that's still not gross and, immoral. I guess that's open to what you think is right and wrong, but most people would find that disgusting because it's still way too young for 44-year-old. But he didn't go for 16-year-old. He went for 13-year-old.
14.
yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why, but just we see this detective mostly from behind, and he reminds me of Michael Douglas's character in Falling Down.
So these are obviously a copy of some of the text between the two of you. And this, you said you met her, give or take 3 weeks ago?
I think so.
What do you mean you think so? You did or you didn't?
You're talking about, blowjobs and oral sex and.
Yeah, and the fact that these guys are like, it was just chat. Yeah, it was just chat with a 13-year-old. You're not allowed to say that kind of stuff to them. Like that, everyone knows that. Just having the chat, like they act like that's a defense. Like that's all I did was say this stuff to them and send them pictures and all this other disgusting stuff. And they act like that's a defense. That pretty sure is a crime on its own in every single possible jurisdiction. And if not, it damn well should be because it's very disgusting. So you driving here is just like just an extra charge. But just having this chat is so wrong. How could he possibly defend his actions? Like, they really should have had someone like from Hanson's team or from like Tetrid Core or whoever go through and just highlight all the best parts of the chat. Not best parts, like I guess the worst parts, the most damning parts. So this guy could just quickly look through and read those back to really confront Jeff over it.
Sure, I'm just Tommy, what's going on in your life that we even have you, going down this road? Maybe you've always lived like this. I don't know, but it's of concern, obviously, to everybody,
Yeah, I kind of like how this cop. It's almost like he's never done this before, and a lot of his questions are like, "What the hell's the matter with you? Like, why would you do this? Like, is something going on in your life that made you do this, or you just always do this? Like, I'm confused."
44-year-old guy, you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, and in your mind, maybe she was 14, but it's certainly illegal and horrible in most people's eyes, right?
And I said that you could probably read that.
And you drive from 2.5 hours away to see this girl.
I didn't think it was against the law to meet with somebody and just hang.
How would it not be? You're having a very graphic, inappropriate conversation with someone of that age. Then you wait till her parents are gone and you go to visit her when she's home alone. Like, what kind of parent would allow that? What kind of society would allow that? Like, that's some kind of a normal thing. That's not something that happened. Like I've said before, like when you're growing up, do you ever remember like you or your friends who are like 12, 13, 14, just having middle-aged men in their 40s just show up to hang out at their house that they met online and your parents didn't know about it and everything was cool and it wasn't a big deal? That doesn't happen. Anytime it did happen, something horrible happened to that person, to that young person. This is not a normal thing. How could he pretend that this is something that normal people do? This is like so rare. The only time it happens is in a blatantly predatory situation.
And talk to them.
You probably, I don't know.
Is it? Just like hang out with somebody?
To hang out?
If I had sex with her, yeah, that would be against the law, but they didn't
Okay,
do
so
that.
let's just take a step back. So let's just say you never got divorced from your wife and you had a daughter. You said it was 10 years ago, right? Give or take, you got divorced. So let's just say as a result of that marriage, you had a daughter or a son who was 10, 12, 13 years old. And it's Friday night and you and your wife, hey, honey, hey, whatever your daughter's name is, Caitlin, we're going to run out to dinner and stay out a little bit late. You could stay at home and you come to find out, they walk in, there's a 44-year-old guy from, 200 miles or 100 and something miles away. Is everybody cool with that? You're cool with that?
Well, obviously, at first, no.
At first?
At first, no parent would possibly be okay with that. You're constantly on the lookout for people doing that kind of thing. There's no situation where that would be normal. Like if you were just out somewhere with your kid and all of a sudden, you're at a ball game or something and they walk to get like ice cream and all of a sudden you look over and there's just some like 40-something-year-old stranger talking to them. You wouldn't be like, oh, that's cool, whatever. You'd be fucking running over there. Like you wouldn't even care what the guy wanted. Like your mind would immediately go to something bad because there's no reason for him to be talking to her. Like there's no situation. Like if you were just on the street and kids playing in the front yard and then a grown man pulled up in a car, started talking to them, you would be absolutely alarmed. You'd be running to get your kids back inside and you'd be calling the cops. There's no situation where this would be normal. It's not something you hear about. How could he possibly try to defend this?
Yeah, when they first walk in, it's not going to be cool. But if it was somebody like me, I don't.
Oh, give me a break.
There's a threat.
There's no responsible parent in the world if they came home and their young kid was supposed to be alone and there was some strange 44-year-old man that she met online, especially after they find out that he's been talking sexually to her, or him for that matter, that they would take enough time to be like, you know what? I'm going to not freak out here. I'm just going to see who this guy is and chat with him and see what kind of guy he is. And if he turns out he's a good guy, I'm just going to let him continue to hang out with my 13-year-old kid. No parent would ever do that. The guy would very likely get shot. And probably there would be no consequences for the person because any jury would be like, yeah, fuck that guy. He was obviously there to do something bad. Like, does Jeff actually believe this, or is he just trying to deny it because he doesn't want to go to prison? Like, how could you be have no moral compass just to realize, like, I see your point that this is wrong. He's just like, I don't get it.
But how do they know what your intention is? You're talking about blowjobs and pics.
Yeah, they don't.
Other issues. You're not talking about maybe some common interest of music or sports, which is also, I mean, the whole thing would be weird. I think just about everybody would think. I think you actually would too. It's unhealthy and strange. A 44-year-old guy, what's he got in touch with, in common with a 12 or 14-year-old girl? And why, if he lived in a big metropolitan area, would he drive whatever the distance was 2 hours away on a Saturday night?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if you live in a small town or a tiny village where there's not that many people, obviously it's still not an excuse. But if you live in a huge metropolitan city where there's like millions of people around, there's so many other people to talk to. There's a whole lot of other women to talk to. There's other guys to talk to. You probably have other friends and colleagues and coworkers and family there. There's other people around you to meet. There's also a lot of just things going on. There's bars you can hang out at. There's all sorts of meetup groups and singles meetings, like the church groups. There's so many things that you could do to meet people. Instead, he selected one particular individual and drove 2.5 hours away from his city to go see her. And she just happened to be like 13 years old, and he just thinks that, oh, it's because she's mature. No, it's because the novelty of the situation of what he wanted to do. He wanted that so badly that he would have driven all that time. And then he's trying to act like he didn't have it. He was going to drive all that way, like a 5-hour round trip for just to like hang out and talk to her. They were already talking online and on the phone. We know exactly what he wanted.
Isn't that all speculation?
To me,
No, it's not.
I mean, it's
what's
like,
the speculation? I'm looking at this.
you're speculating that I was going to have sex with her tonight.
Because that's
Because you said that repeatedly in your text.
what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that? Well, tell me what you said.
Well, we talked about having sex, but
Yes, I didn't say that. Well, yeah, we talked about it.
that doesn't mean
Isn't that strange?
it doesn't mean I was going to tonight.
Well, yeah, tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week.
Maybe when she's
Yeah, I said I was going to kill this guy, and I told him repeatedly that I was going to kill him, and then I said I was coming over to kill him, and I drove over to his house, and the cops caught me, but I don't understand why he thought I was going to kill them. We just talked about it. Like, that's how stupid it is. You repeatedly said, over the course of 3 weeks, you said all that stuff, what you intended to do, over and over and over and over again, and then you drove over. How could anyone not believe you intended to do that?
16.
But where's that in the conversation?
I don't know, it might be
Did you
in there.
mention that? Maybe you did.
It might be in there. I mean, I mentioned that I
And these guys claiming that they were going to wait to do anything sexual is such a lie. There's no way that they're waiting 3 or 5 years till they turn 16 or turn 18. And they just think that this girl is going to remain faithful to them that entire time. Just some middle-aged man who's a total creep. They're just going to like wait, save themselves for him. That is not going to happen. There's no way. If these guys were visiting them on a regular basis, there's no way that they're going to wait like half a decade to lay their hands on this girl. There's only a couple of them that I believe would actually wait, like Thomas Shin, who said, or Eugene Daly that said, we're not going to do that today. Like they replied, the next time we'll do that. And even that's rare. Like 99% of these guys intended to do it that exact time. So, in fact, yeah, he's not going to wait 5 fucking years. You liar, Jeff.
was looking, I looked into like the laws and stuff about minors. I was
Like, do you really have to research the laws? Like, this should be most people just wouldn't even get involved in this to begin with. And not because it's illegal, because it's just wrong, and they would just have no interest in it. That age of person just wouldn't be someone worth your time chatting to. But most people also would know not to talk to them inappropriately because it's very wrong. And they would also just know that the law is against this. Did he really think the law was like, well, maybe you can do this? Maybe under certain circumstances, a 44-year-old man and a 13-year-old girl, maybe that could work. You just have to do some research into it. Maybe there's a way to circumvent the law. So he spent all his time trying to find a way to do this. Like, that is stupidity of the highest order.
looking into those.
Why would you do that?
No, because I was going to meet a minor. And
And the thing is, if he was just going there with no bad intentions, it was just to hang out and meet someone, what was the point of doing all that research to figure out how you could make this work sexually and get around the law if you didn't intend to do that anyway?
to hang out with them.
So you knew there was an issue.
There was
Otherwise, you wouldn't research it.
Yeah, but there's an issue if you do this and this and this.
No, there's an issue you just talking to her. There's an issue with you being a creep who would even start doing this in the first place.
But because, and this is just I was looking, I was just like looking down the road, like let's say I did like her and she liked me,
There's no chance she would like you.
why not? I mean,
But this is somebody you've never met before.
I know. I was just thinking out loud, looking at the big picture. That's all. Doesn't mean.
And why were you like? Normally, I think normal people, when you begin dating someone, especially when you just meet them, you've only known them a few weeks, you've only been talking online, you haven't even met them in person yet. Most people are not thinking about marriage already. The only guys that do that are these predatory pervs who just think they just want, now that they have them on the end of their reel, they want to make sure they can solidify it because they know that, like, this guy's got divorced before. He's probably, women can't stand him. So he wants to make sure that, like, same thing with Lauren. They want to just like solidify things in concrete. It's like, we have plans for the future. You are mine. I own you. They want to, if we can just get married right off the bat as soon as possible. That way, like, she can't escape. That's what they're thinking. Guaranteed.
I was going to like do what I was going, what I was.
Is that like your, lack of a better description, like your cup of tea, like you want some very young girlfriend or bride? Is that like some fantasy you have? Which is fine if that's what your
It's not fine.
fantasy is. I just want to know where you're coming from.
I took a liking particularly to her, and she happened to be
This is through all, like, chatting or texting, right?
exactly
Somebody you never even met.
correct.
So for the sake of talking, it could have been.
Yeah, like, they haven't even had, as far as I know, like a Zoom call or anything, any sort of video chat. They just had like a couple phone calls and then just been talking over text. And he's already talking like they're going to get married or something. Like, that is not normal.
It wasn't, but it could have been me posing as this girl. He wouldn't know who you're talking
Could have
about.
been, yeah. Could have been.
It's not like you saw her or spent time with her.
Well, that's why I came down, is to see if a connection with her. If you, what was your name again?
It's Detective Kelly.
If you read all the text, I don't know if you read all of
I
it.
did not, and I probably can't digest them all right now,
Sure.
but I'm starting to try to look here.
I'm sure.
Good.
But if you read a lot of it, the exchanges between me and her, I was always aware and scared of any consequences.
Well, of course, being scared of the consequences of committing a horrible crime is not some kind of defense when you try to do the crime.
If I was to do something wrong, like if I was to have sex with her, and to be honest, yeah, of course,
If you were scared of getting caught doing this thing because the legal consequences were severe, maybe you should not be doing that thing.
from what I saw, she's, beautiful and everything, but I was not going to risk I was not going to risk anything by having sex with her. I just wanted to meet her and hang out with her, and I was going to go home.
You were going to meet her, hang out with
I
her.
can't trust anybody. Obviously now, even more so. But
How do you think we and she feel?
well, see, I get it. I get it. You guys.
We're trying to protect the innocent and the vulnerable, right?
No, but
Just like when you were that age.
Yeah, he's trying to pretend like he's the victim. I can't trust anyone now because you guys tricked me. Yeah, of course we did, because we have to catch guys like you.
And I was that age, you wouldn't want some guy, attacking you.
If he's dangerous, yeah. Of course not.
Or maybe he just has bad
What does he consider dangerous? Someone who has that graphic conversation with a person of that age and then drives to their house when that young person's home alone, that person is dangerous.
intention.
Like, yeah, maybe he wasn't going to, murder her, but we know exactly what he wanted to do to her. So how could he say he's not dangerous?
When you were 12 or 14 years old, if there was some guy in your life, or appeared in your life, who's in his 40s, and is talking about having sex with you and different things, isn't it your parents and the police and the school system's job to kind of protect you from that person? And sometimes if you're...
Yeah, like any normal person, like a family member, parents, anyone that saw that chat and the young person was like, should I go meet this 44-year-old man who's been having this conversation with me online? There's no parents that would be like, okay, but I want to meet him first, or go ahead. They're like, absolutely not. Like, he's acting like this is normal. No one would ever allow this. This is wrong, no matter how you look at it. Even if you are the nicest person ever who would just never in a million years intend to do this, we still don't allow this as a society. It's totally wrong.
not being totally honest with your parents or community people, the only alternative sometimes we have is to do sting type operations like this.
Yeah, exactly. This is the kind of thing you can't wait until this act happens and then arrest the guy who did it, because the consequences are very, very severe for the young person, very traumatizing. So we have to try to catch these guys before they do this. And the only way to catch them is to have these stings. Like, there are times where parents just discover a chat between their kid and an adult, and they alert the authorities. But you can't always rely on that happening. So they have to be proactive and do these types of stings. And it seems like all over the place, these are popping up more and more and more often. Like, we're seeing them even more on YouTube and TV show type of things. But it's not just for entertainment. It's police are like, we have to catch as many of these guys are, and the more stings they do, the more they realize these guys are out there. So they're like, shit, we have to ramp this up and do even more stings to catch guys like Jeff Sokol. And Jeff Sokol's known amongst TCAP fans as one of the worst offenders in this. But he's sitting there acting like he wasn't going to do anything bad. Like we haven't seen this before.
But we'd never catch anybody. Because you're not going to tell anybody. You're so paranoid about it, you're researching the statutes. Because you know it's wrong. Right?
Right. And
I'm sure in here there's probably conversations with a girl about, you didn't tell anybody about this, right? Or something like that, because you're afraid of and you didn't go when the parents were home. If it's wonderful, then yeah, if your parents are home, that's great. I'd love to meet them. No, your parents aren't home, right? Kind of thing. They're away. They're not coming home. Whatever. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes.
And I think this probably goes back a long time. This did not happen overnight. I'm a little bit older than you. Whatever my makeup is physiologically and emotionally and every other way, it didn't start last week. So you probably have these fantasies, desires, interests, probably.
And it's funny because, a lot of the other interrogations we've seen, the detectives are just like, how long have you been chatting to her? What's her name? Why did you come to Dark County? They ask very specific questions that they need to prosecute the person. This guy, it seems like he's spending the whole time just having to explain to Jeff why this is wrong to begin with.
Whole life, actually. Or until you became an adolescent or something.
Fantasies about what?
I'm assuming younger women. And maybe as you got older, you wanted to stay in that realm, the younger girls, I like them better for whatever reason. I mean, you would have to tell me what the attraction is.
It's never happened before. Never.
But we're talking like 12 years old. It's like 6.
Yeah, even if it's never happened before, like he's trying to claim, the fact that he was willing to do it this time means that there's something inside of him that was willing to go through with this. Most people, this would not enter their mind. And if they did come across someone of that age while they were just scrolling through profiles and stuff, they would probably be alarmed. And if it was supposed to be a place for adults, they would just like report them. They wouldn't reach out to them, strike up a conversation, and then turn it very, very graphic. Like normal people just don't do that.
7th grade. You know what I mean? It's a young human
It
being.
keeps in 12.
Well, you want me to use your term and say 14?
I mean,
Yeah, like does it really matter? Like, I mean, technically this every year that's younger is a little bit worse, but not by a lot. Like it's just like it's still horrible.
I know they're both young, but it's a little bit, different.
Is it being a teenager? Is that the big hump that you need to hear? Like, okay, she's a teenager. She's 13, she's not 12. She's 14, she's not 12.
It's 2 years older.
Yeah, still 2 years under the age of majority,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Certainly not, worldly or mature enough to consent to anything,
She's definitely mature enough to appeal to Jeff Sokol, though.
right? Doesn't have the legal right to do it, never mind. Because why? Because they're very young, so they need to be protected.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why, if you thought I came down there to have sex, why didn't you wait and see if that happened?
You idiot. How could you ask that? Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, if you're, think some guy is gonna to murder his ex-wife, why don't you just wait until he does it to find out if he was gonna do it or not? Why would you stop him before he did it? Like, really? Do we have to explain this to you?
Why would I want to put that girl that was in the house through any kind of a horrible experience that could get really out of hand really quickly?
Okay, I get
And
you.
no offense.
I got you, but
There was like
I don't mean having
several
sex.
cops there and other able-bodied guys.
right.
You'd be in probably some kind of pain at the end of it.
Yeah, basically, I think what the cop is getting at is all these predators got caught before actually doing something, and we really, really despise them for doing that. If you were to actually catch them in the act of doing something horrible to a young person of that age, yeah, like any responsible person would probably not be able to hold back their anger, and you would probably be really, really hurt. So, yeah, so this cop is trying to put it politely, but that's basically the way it is.
Because
There's no way anyone would just allow this to happen.
if you got maybe your clothes up and you're trying to grab her, we come in not knowing what you're capable of.
I know.
Why not do it like as much as we can as a gentleman? You're seated. Chris Hansen speaks to you. You're free to go. You were compliant. We were, didn't throw you on the ground or anything. We handcuffed you. We brought you in. You know what I mean? Why would you want to take it to another level where it's horrible? And she has to go through that, several times because there's several different guys like yourself that are coming to meet her?
And I also just find it interesting that like all these guys think they're special. They just thought that something about them and their personality, that they were just so cool that this young person chose them, that they were unique. And then they show up to find out, no, you're just like one out of like a whole bunch of idiots trying to do the exact same thing you all have very similar excuses from, it's just like a parade of guys coming and getting caught. Like there's nothing special about them at all.
Would you want to do that to anybody? Like, honestly.
No, it's
Put her, even the hug. As soon as you got there, you're trying to hug a girl you've never met.
no, it's all right. It's not true.
Well, I mean,
It is true. You asked for a hug and she said no.
maybe it is. I mean, I understand from your standpoint you probably want to, but from her standpoint you're a total stranger and she's probably a little freaked out by it.
She was cool with everything and just wanted to hang out and, have pizza. I mean, I honestly, that's why I was there. I just, my
You need to
My case, okay, for this is obviously there's a lot of text there,
Yeah.
but I was trying to do things, or
Yes, you were trying to do things. We know that.
make it so I wasn't breaking the law.
How? How were you trying to make it so that you were not breaking the law? Every step of everything you were doing was breaking multiple laws. So how were you trying to not break the law? They'd be like saying, I want to rob the convenience store, but I don't want to break the law. So I'm going to research and see if there's a way that I can rob it without breaking the law. There is no way. And you have to be like so dumb to think that there would be a way to actually try to research it. And then you drive there anyway to go do it, and then you get caught. And then your defense was, hey, I was looking for a way to do this legally. Therefore, that means that I didn't do anything wrong. Like, what? How? How does this guy exist?
If I decided at some point that I wanted to, have any relations with her, I was trying to make sure that it was legal. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do anything.
But it's not legal. It's illegal.
Okay.
You just drive, like we saw with Mike Manzi, who got caught in this very same sting. He did not talk about sexual things in the chat like Jeff did, and he still got convicted. And a lot of it had to do with he brought drugs with him. And, but even asked in his interrogation, he asked the cop, like, if I didn't bring the weed, would I still have gotten charged? And the cop was like, yeah, probably. Because you're putting a child, he was charged with some sort of endangerment crime or something. Because you just going over there alone, that is so wrong. Everyone knows that it's wrong. That's why this has been a law for a long time.
Explain that a little bit.
If I came down and I liked her, she liked me, and
Right.
she was cool, and I didn't feel like she was, too immature or too young or too,
She is too young.
the same. If I felt like I was on the same.
They don't allow individuals to decide this on an individual basis. They're not like, yeah, if you want to meet up with someone who's 13, just to see if they're mature first. Because obviously every sick perv that does this kind of thing is going to find everyone of any age mature enough. That's why we don't leave it up to them. We just have a law that says they cannot be below this age. Doesn't matter how mature you think they are.
Level as her, like, emotionally and whatnot. I mean, I wanted to, I didn't want to do anything that was breaking the law. So that's why I researched that stuff. I would never, that's like ridiculous that you guys thought that I would bring a contract down.
Well,
You talked about it. If this is so ridiculous, why would you even bring it up to begin with? You discussed it. You said you were going to do it. So naturally, people are going to inquire, did you actually do this thing you said you were going to do?
we were going, I believe, through your
You're interpreting.
I don't know.
You're interpreting it, but
Well,
it's not.
maybe.
Yeah, we're interpreting your words that you were going to get a marriage contract as some sort of proof that you were going to get a marriage contract. You have to be able to see, Jeff, that people in general might think that you intended to do that since you said you were going to do it.
Who we are, I don't know, but I also see that you're mentioning that a 44-year-old guy shouldn't be talking to a 13-year-old girl like this.
Right, and so
That's
I felt guilty about it.
your
Yeah.
language, not mine.
I felt guilty about it, yeah.
And you think you might...
So you felt guilty about it. You knew it was illegal, so you were trying to find some way around the law. And then you're sitting here defending yourself like you weren't trying to do anything wrong? What?
be on the same wavelength as her?
There's plenty of, young people I see on TV that are pretty smart, pretty mature.
Yeah, on TV shows that are scripted and written by adults. That's not how kids really are.
13.
They're out there, yeah.
No, there might be... I don't know.
And even if they are, even if they're geniuses, even if there's some sort of math whiz child prodigy who's, graduated high school and is now working on university courses at that age, that doesn't matter. None of that matters. How mature they are, how smart they are, how cool they seem, all this stuff these guys say. It's like their age is 13. There's no possible way that you could do this legally.
There could be a couple out there, I think, either they could be mature, but maybe they look like a little kid, or they
Why does everything
could look older, but they're very immature. There's a reason these laws are in place, right? I mean, to protect people.
Right, and I said that to her.
Which, meaning what? I'm still, you kind of expounded on it before, but you're like, I want to do things with her, so in case I did have feelings for her and I liked her, like it would be legal. I don't know what that means. She's still, let's just say 13. Because you mentioned 13 right here. So how does that still make it legal?
I don't know, she said she was turning 14, but okay.
Yeah, if she said she was turning 14, it means that she is currently 13.
How does it make what legal?
You just said that. How would it make it okay if you're going to do things with her and she's 13 and you ultimately had relations with her, intercourse, how does it make it legal?
It wouldn't unless her mom consented to.
And there's no way, I can't say for sure, I don't know the law in these parts, but there's no way that could be true. Like maybe in some weird country in the Middle East or something, that's allowed. But there's no way here, even with a mom's permission, that a 44-year-old can marry a 13-year-old. Like maybe I'm wrong. I can't say for sure because I don't know the law, but they're just I really, 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 really doubt that.
Marriage. It's the only way it would be legal.
So you're gonna marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission.
Maybe.
And even if you had the mother's permission, it means that the mother must be pretty fucked in the head too. But even if that was the case, and the mom, if you were a moral person, you would be like, oh my God, no. So I think what this cop is getting at is like, it doesn't even really matter what the law is. Just you as a normal upstanding, if you were an upstanding man, you would not want to do this to begin with, even if it was legal. You should just not want to do this because it's horrible. The very basis of it is horrible. And on top of that, it's also illegal. So there's no way that this is somehow something you should be even pursuing or trying to figure out, or not even the slightest bit.
Maybe when she's 60, I would do that. Why is that like so hard to believe?
How is it hard to believe? Then there's no way he would have waited till he's 16. Like even if somehow he would have been able to hold off on actually like touching her until she was 16, he would have just manipulated her. He would have not let her see any other guys, be alone with any other guys for all that time. He would be very, very possessive. He would be talking to her nonstop. He would just be like demanding to know where she was, what she was doing, who she was with at all times until she turned 16. But I don't even believe he would have waited that long.
Why is it hard to believe?
Yeah, that could happen.
I can't say I've even ever heard of it. Actually,
If I wanted to like,
maybe in other countries it happens.
wanted to not break the law, that's what I would have to do.
You would marry her now.
I had to
You're
break the law.
44. She's
Yeah, like can you name a couple that was married with one person being 44 and the other 13? Like no, and when it does, it's usually in some weird cult and the guy ends up in prison. Or you just hear about things like that happening in some other country. Even that's rare. But it's not like this is in our lives. This is something that happens.
13.
Yeah, I haven't broken the law. I mean, so that's the thing. It's all like you're speculating what I was going to do.
Why do you say we're speculating? Everyone knows what you intended. People know human nature. And when you have a 44-year-old man who has a graphic sexual conversation with a 13-year-old and then asks when her parents are leaving, waits till they leave, and then drives to her house, there's no possible way that people aren't going to know exactly what you intended. There's no defense for that. Everyone knows exactly what you intended to do because people know human nature. The kind of guys that don't do this kind of thing are the kind of guys who would never do this kind of thing. They're not the kind of guys that get exposed by Chris Hansen and then arrested and are now sitting in an interrogation room. You got caught red-handed doing this, so you can't deny that you were going to do it.
Based on conversations.
You also drove here. You didn't just like have chats that you're bad enough.
So what?
You actually drove 2 hours. You're like basically my age. You drove 2 hours to meet a girl. Most guys,
Right, you're putting it all together, right? Most guys, boys.
most guys younger than us, our age, older than us, if given the opportunity,
Right.
they might get in the car on a Saturday night and drive 2 hours if they think they're going to find, something that feels good at the end of the rainbow. But are they just going to do it to maybe meet somebody?
Most guys? So you're saying most guys, so it's like,
You're driving from Boston.
you're saying most guys.
Right.
That's not,
Oh, fuck you, Jeff. He's trying to say that like most guys, like other guys, are creeps, but he is not. He is morally superior to other men out there because they would do this kind of thing and he would not. How could he think that when he's literally caught on Hansen versus Predator and is being interrogated by the police for trying to do this after they have his chat and all the disgusting things he said? Now he's trying to be like, hey, all you other guys out there, I'm better than you. You would probably do this kind of thing, whereas I wouldn't. However, we're all here, at work or at home, laying on the couch, whatever we're doing, watching him be interrogated for being caught doing this. So fuck you, Jeff, for thinking that you're somehow superior. I'm not like other guys. I wouldn't do this kind of thing, even though you were literally caught doing it.
What are you? Tell me who you are. Because based on the text and the behavior you exhibited, I'd say you fit right in there. You just happen to like them much younger than what's normal.
maybe,
Or illegal. for
maybe
that
I
matter.
enjoy just, talking about it. I don't know, I mean,
With a third 12
He just likes talking about it. That's still illegal. You can't talk about that kind of stuff with someone of that age.
or 13-year-old girl. That's a problem. I don't know you. I never saw you before in my life. That's a major league problem.
Didn't seem like it.
Didn't seem like what?
Just seemed more mature than that. More than,
Just seem normal? What did he say?
Compared to what? Like a 28-year-old woman, like a 22-year-old girl? You talking about a 12 or
Yeah, like if you're 44, like you could pursue younger women legally who are, like this cop said, in their early 20s. They're still like half your age, but that's legal. And if they're into older guys, I mean, they're allowed to. Some people might think it's weird, but it is legal. You're allowed to do it. And they're still, if they're college age, they're still young and exciting and all that stuff. Like, why not pursue people of that age? Because even I think a woman by the time she's probably 20, 21 would see through his bullshit and find him very, very aggravating and annoying and would want nothing to do with him. So he has to go for someone who's so young that they wouldn't have things figured out yet and they wouldn't see through his bullshit, basically. Like, I don't know what his attraction was or what his reasoning is, but he could have found someone younger that was still legal, but he didn't. He picked someone who was very, very young, like illegally young, and now he's trying to defend it.
13-year-old girl? And she's what, acting like she's 18? Yeah, so what? She still tells you she's 13 years old. You're 44. I mean, seriously, that's a major league problem.
according to the law it is.
According to the law. Yeah, that pesky law. It's always just getting in the way of things. You're trying to have some fun and damn law gets in the way. Yeah, there's reasons there's laws against this because it's morally wrong. Everyone in society despises people who do this kind of thing more so than basically every other crime. So there's a reason it's illegal. There's a reason people don't like it. I don't get what he's trying to defend.
But according to what, you, it's not?
In my head.
In your head, man.
Knowing what I was there for. Knowing that I was not dangerous, that I was not a threat to her, that I was not planning on having sex.
Not planning on having...
Even if all of that's true, it's still wrong. No parent, why would he wait till the parents are gone? If he was like normal, he'd be like, hey, I want to come and hang out, nothing weird's going to happen, nothing illegal, nothing bad, like make sure it's good with your parents first. Like they would want to make sure that the people in this young person's life that care about them were okay with this. They wouldn't be sneaking around their back, waiting till the parents leave before coming over to do this. The only reason he was doing that because he knew it was something wrong. He knew what he intended to do, and he knew there was a chance of getting caught.
Six. What if you just happen to meet a girl that is like, you know what, for whatever reason, she's only 12 or 13, but man, she's a pistol, and she's all over you. What are you going to do, push her away?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just the fact that he was willing to have that conversation with her, we knew where his mind was at. We knew that sex was on his mind, basically. Even if we believed that he would somehow be able to control himself and not actually initiate any sort of contact like that, just the fact that it's a possibility and that he's alone with them, it's so unlikely that he would not try something.
If I knew I could go to jail, I would.
You would.
Oh, yes.
And why did you bring the Cialis?
You know what? That was in my car.
I don't care where it was. It was in your pocket.
Are
When I
you-
found it.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it in the car.
And I said, what's in here? Just I believe it said like CVS, either ibuprofen or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's all it is. And then we researched it, and it's just
Right,
Cialis
right.
stuff.
Sorry, I just.
So you're not even,
Sorry.
like, why don't you tell me the truth?
I just
We're
got
gonna figure it out.
handcuffed. I just got handcuffed. I don't even remember answering you, to be honest with you. But
No big deal, but it's not like you had some other medicine, like, I don't want to pick it out of the top of my head, that's like completely unrelated to any kind of sexual interlude. This is like right up that alley, right? It's correct?
it's
So
something.
the chat, the
it's something
drive,
that
the
I always
Cialis,
Yeah, no.
the fact that for some reason you think that this is like some innocent meeting between a mature 12-year-old and you.
I carry the Cialis around. I just do. And,
He carries Cialis around. He has no intentions of having sex, but he just carries Cialis around. Sometimes you're just walking around the grocery store and, you just want to pop a Cialis. It's like, what the hell is he talking about? That's even stupider than the guys that claim that they always carry condoms in their pocket.
sometimes I leave it in my car, and I just didn't want to leave it in the car.
Doesn't it belong in a prescription bottle?
No,
It doesn't?
no, that's smaller. I usually carry. I have other pills too that I put in there.
Right. You don't see a problem with any of this, like, honestly.
I didn't say that.
Well, so you see a problem with it.
I see a potential problem.
Do you have like
What?
pieces?
Yeah, it was a potential problem. You potentially came over there to harm this young person, so we arrested you. That's why you're being charged with attempting to do it.
Nephews, whoever in your life, in your family?
Yep.
I don't know their ages, but maybe some are around her age.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want some 44-year-old man to have a conversation with your young relatives in the same way that you were chatting with this person? Like, how could you not see anything wrong with that? And not potentially something wrong with it, something definitely wrong with it.
Honestly, Detective, I did not think I was breaking the law to come meet a girl. I honestly didn't. If you read the whole text, read everything.
We read the whole thing. People online have read it. We've researched it. We've analyzed it to death. There's nothing in there that makes you look innocent. It's only stuff that makes you look bad.
You can see how scared I was to meet her.
Yeah, because you knew you could get arrested for it. Of course you were scared. You didn't want to get caught and go to prison, which is what happened.
Just
Listen,
just the whole scared of the whole situation.
You're-
But
you're scared of her for basically one reason, and the reason is that your clear intention was to have sex with her. Because if it truly was just to meet somebody, you wouldn't even be nervous about it. You'd be like, screw it. I have no interest in having sex with this girl.
It's a situation.
Chatting. My right hand to God, and I'll swear to the parents, and they could be home for that matter. I'd love to meet them too, and my intentions are pure. Your intentions were not pure. That's why you had the reservations you had, right?
Yeah, obviously.
it was a new situation too, and never done it before. So yeah.
But you're 44, and
I
she's
also know-
12.
You've never done it before? You've never done what before? You've never met someone else before? You've never been into someone's house, as Jesse Velez would say? What do you mean you've never done it before? The only thing you hadn't done before, hopefully, is prey on a minor like this, and you were scared to do it this time because you knew it was illegal. You knew you can get caught, and you knew you can get arrested and go to prison for it.
13.
That there's all these laws about
Thank God there are.
Yeah, damn, there's just all these laws that stop you from doing horrible crimes. Damn laws.
Right?
About minors.
What if there weren't?
Listen, I know what I'm capable of.
So do we. We know exactly what you're capable of, and luckily the police arrested you before you were able to do it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I know you think that I'm bullshitting you.
No, you're trying to like kind of massage the corners, but you know,
No, he's flat out bullshitting us.
do I think you're realizing and being honest with yourself and with me about what you did? No, I don't actually. But I mean, you're talking about it, and I appreciate that, but you're not. If you truly looked in the mirror and thought about what's going on or what you did tonight.
That's just because I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
Well, if
You don't think that saying all that stuff you did to this young girl is wrong? Even if you never left the house, just having this kind of chat with them. Honestly, even having a chat with someone this age is not allowed and it's completely inappropriate, even if you don't constantly mention sexual things. But you did. This is wrong on every level.
if you want to keep it in the straight and narrow and say, all I did was come here and bring her a pizza. Yeah, I mean, any uncle, any neighbor, any guy could certainly do that.
Yeah, they would, but the parents would know about it. And jobs like that, like teachers, daycare workers, like people that are alone with children, there's some process to get approved. They have background checks. They make sure that these people can be trusted and they have to follow rules. And the parents know about it. And I'm sure coaches and people like that are not coming over to visit the child without the parents knowing about it. And it's someone that parents have met before, and they've worked their way up to be trusted with the kid. And even in those situations, those people frequently abuse the kids. We see it all the time in the news. But he's just sneaking around behind the parents' back and trying to pretend like he didn't have bad intentions.
Softball coach, whatever, as long as it's kind of like, you know, the parents know there's nothing creepy going on. Yeah, in and of itself, is that...
And those things would be in public. Coach taking the ball team out for pizza, like after the game. It's not hanging out one-on-one in the house without the parents there and without them even knowing about it after they had a graphic sexual chat. That is just so wrong.
Fine, sure. But if that softball coach or whoever it may be is texting all kinds of things about having sex with the girl and her pussy and and send me a pic and everything else.
Yeah, like that is just like so gross, and you can't be like, oh, that was just chat, it doesn't count. It does.
And you're only 13 and I'm 44, and then you research the statutes and you drive 2 hours on a Saturday night and you bring Cialis with you and there's a reference of a marriage contract because that'll somehow make it legal. It's fucked up.
It is very fucked up.
Honestly, like, be honest with yourself. You don't have, you can try to bullshit me all day long. It doesn't really matter to me. Most of the people that I talk to aren't exactly honest. But if you ever want to get well and maybe get past this point in your life and not be back here sometime in the future or somewhere else.
And I know we as TCAP fans, like vast majority, obviously agree with the cop. Like, this is wrong. These guys had bad intentions. It's very rare. There are some people that kind of stand up for the predators, but it's very rare. But I can't imagine it's just because we're fans of this show and of these type of stings. I have to imagine that society at large, most people like would agree with us that this is wrong. I know for damn well fact that most people would think this kind of behavior is wrong. So how Jeff could think that he's like representative, not only representative of a normal way of thinking, but he's actually better than most guys out there. How is that possible?
Else, for that matter, in a bad place.
I agree. It's not something that
Like, seriously.
I should be doing, and I said that.
Yeah,
I said that.
that's a problem. If your first kind of thought about this was probably a correct one. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, if you're thinking I shouldn't be doing this, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Like, this is wrong. I shouldn't need to research a statute to see if I'm able to hang out with a 13-year-old girl and talk about having sex with her. We're not talking like senior in high school or something. We're not in 6th, 7th grade, right?
It's not gonna
You're
affect-
40.
It's not gonna
Not
affect-
tonight. You just said before. If things worked out and you ended up having relations, you wanted to know kind of like
wouldn't
It
do
would
it.
be illegal.
Right,
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, wouldn't do it.
And like, there's a good chance too that if this was like a real 13-year-old, like he would be like older than her dad. Like that's just weird.
Unless it was legal.
It wouldn't do it. So the Cialis is just, we keep it just in case. And
That's it.
I'm driving 2 hours to meet a 12-year-old because I'm sure she's got a wonderful conversation and she's really interesting to chat to. You have a college degree. Where do you work?
If I was planning on having sex, I would have taken the Cialis at home and just left it there.
I don't know. For all I know, you took one already. Maybe you took one at home. Maybe
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you took the pill. It's just the fact that you're carrying it on you when you got caught trying to do this thing that makes it seem like you brought it specifically for that purpose. Because otherwise, there is no purpose, and it's complete bullshit that you just carry it with you everywhere.
you brought another one in case it was a phenomenal night, right? Or for tomorrow if you slept over.
I told you I had it in my car.
Or maybe he's just stuck in traffic on his way back home, and got a traffic jam, and you just what would make this better? An erection. So you just pop a Cialis. I mean, that's what Jeff does. He just carries it with him everywhere because you never know when you're going to want to take it.
I rely on it when I date girls and stuff, so because I have issues with that. So
How about I know you're doing the texting thing. Were there any, younger girl kind of adolescent pornography either at your house or in your car or anything? Images, computer images, phone images?
I'm gonna look at my phone
Did you send her pictures?
Yeah,
Of?
yeah, me.
Such as you? Like what? Dick pics?
No.
Yeah, that's the first thing we all thought of.
Naked chest? What? Let's see.
It's just like, just give me the phone. He doesn't trust Jeff to be like deleting pictures.
Those are all my pictures.
This is of her or just you?
No, it's just like pictures that are on my phone. Sent on a random picture today. Just like took a picture of myself with my Brown shirt.
With your what, Brown shirt?
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Who's the girl September 16th? Friend of yours? Girlfriend? Whatever?
Yeah, it's just somebody that I was chatting with that sent me pictures on the same site.
Did she send you any pictures, this girl?
Who?
The girl from today.
Who? What girl could you be talking about?
No. Oh yeah, she has.
Naked?
No.
Not naked?
Never asked for anything naked.
This is in your underwear, which is fine, but is that going, it's not going to her?
That one never went to her. Actually sent that to the girl I was dating that was 41. As a joke.
Whose dog, yours?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been acting inappropriately with the dog?
With her kids?
I'll just set my brother's away.
But if you took yourself out of it a little bit, like right now, I'm sure you can understand why not only it's illegal, but it's just like flat wrong.
Yeah, like I can't imagine even the dumbest person just wouldn't understand how this is wrong. Like, I get his desire to not want to admit fault and not want to go to prison for it. But like, so he has to just be lying to try to stay out of trouble. There's like, I can't believe that anyone would just not get why this is wrong. Like, so many of the predators just admit to it. Yeah, it was wrong. I realized it was wrong. I did it anyway. He just doesn't even seem to understand. It's frustrating.
Anybody our age would be doing something like this. or you're looking at it as puzzle book like it's not a big deal.
No,
And I don't even know you, but I feel bad that you're not somehow comprehending it. It's like so wrong, it's not even, you can't even discuss it. And if you actually think it's okay,
no, that's not what I'm
that's,
saying.
or even kind of okay, or
Yeah, like we have guys that are like 19. I just did Vincent Ambrosio, who was 19 at the time, and people really come down on him for doing this kind of thing. We don't give him a break. So the guy's like 44, 44-year-old divorcee who's doing this, and he just thinks it's somehow like a little bit okay, or as long as he wasn't going to do anything. But like, no, there's nothing okay about this.
situationally okay, it's like you need serious help, honestly. You really do. Because that's just fucked up.
I'm
Period.
not saying that it's okay. I never said that. I was saying
Well, what is
that
it?
my intentions were
What, pure?
my intentions were never to violate her, other than being in her presence. And that's something that, like, obviously it's like a back and forth that you guys would never know, because you're not inside my head.
No, I know, but I'm going by the only way I know you is I'm going through the chat,
I know.
your actions today,
I know,
what
yeah.
you said. Like, what am I supposed to go by? Something else? You know what I mean? Like, how can you judge me other than what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, like, I thought,
You
like,
don't know me either, right? So,
how do you, when you,
what? I have no idea what this is. Some kind of a
How do you-
dumb video, I guess. How do I what?
so when you catch these, whatever you want to call them, sex, you know, you catch these people
Guys like you.
meeting with minors.
Yeah, like we go to you.
Right. So you
Exactly.
know, you got me in the house and everything, and I just like I had no idea what was going on. You always do it like that?
Always? No, there's all kinds of ways that things
I mean-
like this come to light. There's times when something like this happens, and there's times when a parent calls because I just caught my 15-year-old daughter or whatever texting some guy who says he's 30, come to find out he's 44 or whatever, and you know, they want the guy arrested for statutory rape, and
See, I thought it was against the law
we
to
get
have
involved.
sex, to actually have sex. And then, like, let's say I had sex tonight, and then somebody found out that I was with her, and, you know, they did some sort of...
Why would we want to wait until that happens?
I don't know, I mean...
It's kind of like saying, well, wait till the guy like robs the bank before you move in. No, if we have probable cause to believe that these guys are about to rob a bank, why am I putting the freaking tellers' lives and innocent people in jeopardy? Or in this case, the girl in the kitchen with a hat on. I'm gonna let you grope her and feel her up and take your clothes off so that what? I have a stronger case?
See,
Fuck that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck that.
It ain't happening.
this is, you know, the problem with society, you know.
What's the problem?
Oh, shut up, Jeff. Yes, Jeff Sokol, he has a clear understanding of the problems with society. Jeff Sokol is so superior to us that he's going to point out the flaws with society in general. And that flaw is that we try to prevent guys like him from committing this crime against children. Let's hear Jeff's analysis of what's wrong with society.
That law enforcement looks at, well, all kinds of people just think that men are pigs and all they want is sex.
You're not really doing much to help us, Jeff. I mean, most guys are out there trying to do good and don't appreciate guys like you doing this kind of thing and reflecting badly on the rest of us. You are not helping when you do the kind of stuff you did today.
I never said that.
That's what you're making out. That's what you're making it out to be. You're basically saying that it's not
Listen.
humanly possible for me to hang out with this girl and not have sex with her tonight.
I didn't say it's not humanly possible. It's certainly possible that you could have drove down here after you had this sexually kind of charged discussion, and maybe you're respectful, maybe you're like not some really aggressive guy. She says, "Oh, I'm not feeling it tonight," and you're like, Okay, I'm going to come back another time. But really, your intention was Cialis, a lot of this discussion, marriage contract to make it legal. Why would I wait till, how long am I going to take this, do this for? I'm going to do this for months and months and months? Until one night, God forbid, you like actually attack this girl? And nobody's there.
Yeah, exactly. So even if he's telling the truth that he wasn't going to do anything now, if he starts a relationship with this girl and they're spending time together without the parents being there, sooner or later something's going to happen. Who knows what kind of guy this is? Who knows what the reason for the divorce was? We don't know if this guy's violent. Like, we know he's manipulative and creepy as hell, but how do we trust him? Like, maybe he'll be on his best behavior the first time they meet, and maybe even the second. But if they keep seeing each other, and the cops just have to keep in touch with the girl, like, let us know if he tries anything. Like they were gonna let that happen. No, they catch him the second the guy shows up at the house.
Protector?
I don't know. Well, that's
No, but you're making it sound like you talked about, a shared love of music or something else.
we're just talking about hockey. We talk about all that stuff.
And you also talked about sex with a 12 or freaking 13-year-old girl. It's fucked up.
Sex is a part of life. People talk about sex.
Not with 13-year-olds. He's trying to act like what he did is normal. This is not a subject that should even come up. And things, he's the one that brought it up. It's not like the young girl was curious and was asking him things. He brought it up constantly.
1 second. Hey, Kevin. What's up?
Oh, this is the pizza phone call. I think if you listen closely, they're talking about what to do with the pizza that Jeff brought that they seized.
I don't care. You can try. I'm in the interview right now, so you can chuck it or something. I'm in the interview. I'll do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Thanks. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't care. Maybe bounce off a Tony or something if you want. I could care less. Thanks. You know what he was talking about. Jesus. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it really is like what's your passcode?
4102.
It is a serious problem you have. Because you're still kind of acting like, we had a guy earlier today, he's in tears and shaking. Because he knows it's wrong.
I wonder if that was one of the other HvP guys.
He feels like emotionally, mentally, kind of unstable, totally apologetic, similar situation. And, but at least I felt like he was kind of owning up for his intention. Maybe not necessarily today.
Listen,
You're acting like you're still trying to turn me to say, no, we're just gonna hang out. What's the big deal?
right? Because that was my true intention. So I can't. What else am I supposed to say?
With the Cialis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not normal, Jeff.
Yeah. With
I know it's hard to believe.
the sex chat, with a long drive. It's not like you said, hey, listen, I'm dressing up really nice. I'm going to take you out for something to eat. That's cool, which is still bad, and I still wouldn't really believe you. But you come in with a pizza, you want to hang out at home. Parents aren't home. Make sure of that.
Well,
and the first thing you do, you want to give a girl a hug.
They would let me in if the parents were home. They'd let me hang out with her. Parents are home.
But you said
That's why I wouldn't come. I mean,
Of course.
it wouldn't happen if they wouldn't let me in.
Right. Why?
You know why.
Yeah, we both
Yeah, we know why.
know why. I just want you to know why.
And I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware that it looks bad. I'm well aware.
It looks bad, and it is bad. It's not just like, hey, we're jumping to conclusions here. This guy's a great.
He's trying to say that, like, yeah, it looks bad because most guys in this situation would have bad intent. However, my situation is different. Like we're supposed to believe that somehow Jeff Sokol here is a morally superior human being.
SAT prep guy, he's working with this girl for the her
I wanted to
future.
see what she was all about. I honestly was not planning on having sex with her.
That is fucked up.
I know, it's funny because these guys are like roughly the same age. So it's like basically Jeff is talking to a much better man. This cop is probably like what a normal man should be like. That's how normal humans think. They think this kind of thing is bad. And Jeff is just trying to prove his point that he's not a bad guy, and the cop's just like, that is fucked up. And it is.
Oh.
You want to see what a 13-year-old girl is all about. You still don't see that as like being an issue.
I can see how it is an issue for most people with a smart.
Most people might say, at our age, hey, the girl's like 26, 28, whatever. A little on the younger side for us, but hey, I want to hang out and see what she's all about. She's 12 or 13. 17-year-old boys aren't even interested in her.
Exactly. Like I brought it up before. It's like, when you're young and then your little brother or his friends are around, or just like younger people, like even the difference between like 15 and 13, it's a noticeable difference. And you would just find them annoying. They're like too immature for you, just that 2-year age difference. If you're 18 and your little siblings are 13, like it's so young, you just wouldn't want them around. You couldn't even barely relate to them. So what the hell is a 44-year-old man want to see what she's all about? Like they somehow would have anything in common, anything to talk about. And they didn't really talk about anything other than just his intentions and trying to circumvent the law so he could come over there and do whatever the hell he wanted to her. Then he's trying to pretend that he like cares about her as a person and didn't have any bad intentions because he wanted to get to know her. Like that is absolute bullshit.
You with me?
I know condoms, I wasn't planning on having sex.
Well, you had Cialis.
I always have Cialis.
Okay, well maybe you do. Maybe
Which is weird because most of the idiots they catch claim that they always have condoms.
you travel with it all the time, but you put these things together. It's not like we're making a big leap here. You know what I mean? But you're still shaking your head with your hands, your arms are crossed, and you're kind of wondering like, "Well, this is crazy. I just wanted to hang out with her."
Because that's the truth.
Even if that was the truth, which I don't believe.
I'm not lying.
It's all.
Can I have a cup of water?
Yeah. We can get a second. Thank you.
I might just jump ahead a bit here till the cop comes back.
What's it? Insurance.
There we go.
Insurance policies.
So they're based in Cheshire, but you work or live in.
Yeah, I mean, I work
Work
out
from home or-
of my house, but I mean, I have clients in Boston, yeah. Good people all over the place.
And, you spent a lot of time chatting with this girl. Obviously, you have a computer at home, I imagine. You go to different chat rooms and talk to different people. If we looked at some of those things, will we find other younger girls that you're speaking to? Is it like a common denominator?
No, I don't think you would find a common denominator.
I'm talking about like age of a female. That's my common denominator.
No.
So
No, I mean, even
what's the youngest girl other than this gal that you've spoken to or chatted with recently or in the last couple of months? Or
you focus on age, and you have to be focused on age here, but they're all ages, 21 and up. I mean, I've never had.
Why not like 18 or 17 or 16?
I was not looking for that. This just happened. I mean,
How'd this jump out at you?
How did it happen?
How did it jump out at you? Like, why would you be so taken with? Thank you. Where they got this?
Thanks.
Wonderful.
Thanks. Like I said,
What was so special about her? In other words?
Like I said, it was just she was somebody that I thought I was able to relate to and would have a conversation with. Not everybody that age you can do that with.
What can you tell me about her?
Well, I'm sure everything I tell you about her is probably not true because.
No, granted, but what do you know of her? that maybe, you know, if
Yeah, like what is it that was so interesting about her?
I heard, I might be like, wow, she must be kind of special.
Well, she seemed smart, and she seemed like, you know, mature, and, you know, it made me talk about
How did she seem mature?
hockey. She said she was a big hockey fan, so am I, and, I don't know, she just seemed chill and like to hang out and stuff. I don't know, I can't
That's all you
remember.
can tell me? You can't tell me when she went to a certain, you know, middle school, high school, she was going into high school, she had an ex-boyfriend, she had sex with him once or twice, or, you know, single mother, parents are in the house, siblings, you can't tell me anything like that?
Well, yeah, no, she said she lives with her mom, yeah.
Well, what's her mother do? Where's her mother supposed to be today?
Yeah, she said her mom was away.
You know, where? Is she possibly coming home early? No? Yes? Maybe?
I have no idea when she's coming home.
You didn't ask where she was going?
No, I think she's like away somewhere in business, so somewhere far.
You didn't inquire where, though? If I was going to be careful to the point I'm going to research
she said Dallas.
And know where,
She said Dallas.
how much trouble I may or may not be in if things, as you said, like,
Yeah, Dallas. He waited till they're like in another state before he came over.
either got out of hand or you had relations. I would assume you'd know where the freaking mother was so that you don't want her walking in on you, right?
She said she was in Dallas.
Okay. Now what's her mother do? Do you know what she does for work?
She said she was in financial services.
Anything else about the girl that you were chatting with? Her home life, or school, or friends, or...
No, I mean, she said she just moved to Connecticut,
Where'd she move from?
California, she said.
You know where?
LA.
You ever talk about having her come to meet you somehow? Or was it always this way where you thought maybe I'll come see you?
Yeah, talked about it.
Did you ever plan on meeting her on previous occasions, maybe outside of the mother's purview, like maybe at a coffee shop or store or something?
Not that I recall.
No.
No. I guess, you know, when she said her mom's going away, that was like an opportunity to meet her, you know, to hang out and meet her at her house.
Do you have any hobbies?
I do.
Yeah, preying on underage girls online.
Such as?
Play tennis. Fitness, like to work out. I'm addicted to football.
Do any coaching or anything like that? Do you
He's trying to get at, are you around any young people that you could be doing this to?
volunteer in any respect, teach tennis?
No, I
Teach
just
tennis to kids?
I don't.
No.
Play Friday nights.
Have you hooked up with any younger girls recently?
No,
18, 20, whatever?
no.
Ever? The last 10 years?
No. You can check it out. You won't see anything.
Check what out? What am I going to check out?
I don't know. You guys can probably check out anything you want. Not gonna lie.
Okay. So you have, what do you have at your home? You have computers, I imagine, or one or more than one for work or
Yeah, I got
personal?
a work computer and personal.
A backup supply of Cialis
What type of sites have you been on?
and a whole bunch of pizza coupons.
You went on, I guess, this one where you met her?
Yeah, I mean, I use that site sometimes on the board. Another site, Moco Space.
What was that, the password again? You said
4102?
4102?
Yeah.
What's she in here as, by the way? For like messages.
Barely.
Bailey. So I'll just go back today while I was looking at this, it'll probably make it easier on me. how long have you been planning to see her today? I mean, before today, was this like in the works for a couple of days, or?
I actually just made a decision today. If you look at the text messages, it was talked about, but I hadn't committed really. So obviously I had apprehension about the whole thing.
So you did more research today, just found it out you'd have to get more written consent by her mom to get married under 18.
Yeah, something about that tells me, I just have the feeling that the mom would not consent to that.
Fuck. Like, that's in frustration, right? I have some ideas on this, can talk later. Okay, still want to see you. Yeah, want to see me. Fuck yes, I'll be around 9. I'll pick up pizza. Your address. You got booze. I'm listening like drink. Can we drink it? It's 13, right? Dude, listen, no bullshit. And I'm probably doing you a favor. You've probably had a major league issue with this for a long time.
I mean, that's true. Like, getting caught now, as bad as it is, if he had have actually continued doing this with multiple underage people, it could have escalated to the point that he could have found himself in a lot more trouble facing a much lengthier prison sentence. So if he never did anything again after this, he technically got off lucky.
And I don't know that you were going to rape her tonight. But you certainly were preying on her, right? She's 13, she's 14 years old. You're going to drive down from Boston. You want to drink with her. You got a Cialis in your pocket. You may have one in your system. And you want to bang the chick, right?
Wasn't planning on it tonight.
You weren't gonna.
Nope.
So even if she wanted it, you're drinking, you feel good. You got to be horny, right? You haven't had a girlfriend in a little while.
I was not going to do it.
Why?
Because I was too scared.
Of what?
Consequences, you can see I said it a lot in our messages on Skype.
So you're going to drink with a 13-year-old girl
Yeah, like, you don't see that as a problem?
while her mother's in fucking Dallas, Texas, or wherever you said before, and you're worried about consequences? Like, seriously.
Yep. I'm serious.
We're adult men, dude. Talk to me. You can't be serious.
See, then you're
No, I'm being serious.
you're bringing that up again. You're basically insinuating that.
No, because I'm not 22, and you're
I'm
not
a
50,
pig
and
nose.
I'm not 50, and you're not 20. Like, I'm 47, so, like, we're in the same realm here.
Yep, I understand.
And you're going to drink with this girl who you know is how many years under the age of, you know, being able to consume alcohol? 7, 8, depending on what age you're talking about. And you have Cialis and the whole texting stuff going on. It's like, I mean, seriously, just own up to what you did. You're trying to still kind of keep it over here, and it's not there. You're not doing yourself any favors the more you act like that. I mean, if you want to get past this and get well and not be in this position someday, probably in another police department, or worse, if somebody ever walked in on you, or you hurt some girl who, again, is 12, 13 years old, just look at yourself in the mirror and, like, think about what you're talking about.
Listen, I know.
You can cross your arms and hide all you want.
No,
You know what?
I know.
You weren't going to touch her.
No, I know that it looks bad.
It is bad.
It is bad.
It's
It's
not,
bad.
it doesn't look
Yeah, this is not a matter of perception. This is horrible.
bad. It's horrible.
Yeah, the whole thing is bad. But my intentions were not
You say, yeah, the whole thing, it's bad, but
to have sex.
So you're going to drink with this girl who, like, how much alcohol could she have drank in her life?
Let's take a.
yeah, for like all his denials that he wasn't going to do anything and he only had good intentions, even though he had this incredibly graphic chat with her, and then we find out he also brought alcohol, so he was going to drink with her, even though she's like way under the legal drinking age, and that is wrong in itself. Like, how could he believe that we think he had no bad intentions?
She's going to act how? Probably like a basket case.
Let's take a lie detector test.
That's gonna prove what to me?
I don't know.
If they're a fucking sociopath,
let's
is
go to
anything
court.
admissible in court?
I don't know. Let's
it's
go to
not.
court. And, I mean, I would swear in court that I wasn't planning on having.
Yeah, what does that mean? It just means you would lie in court. If you're going to lie in the interrogation, you'd lie in court. It doesn't mean anything.
Sex with her.
You weren't planning on having sex with her.
Right.
Maybe you didn't plan on having sex with her, but it would have happened if...
I disagree. I honestly disagree.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, again, let's go back to this whole thing, remember?
Just hang out, companion, a friend. Seem cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with like hanging out with somebody because you think they're cool.
You want to... How could she be cool?
Yeah, she is not cool, and neither are you.
No offense to
How?
any girl that is that age.
Well, I
She's
talked to
cool
her.
to you?
I talked to her enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
To figure that out. I'm not denying that it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it's not
Terrible, dude. It is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Look that
It's
way.
terrible if I had sex with her.
It's terrible that you even reached out to her to begin with. It's terrible that you even had an ongoing discussion with her and inserted your bullshit into her life, let alone you having a very graphic, inappropriate chat with her and then driving to her house. There's everything about this is so horrible.
I agree.
It's terrible that you were willing to drink and put yourself in that position and come down here probably for the intention of doing that.
Right, and I can't control myself. You don't think I can
Clearly, since you did this, clearly not.
control myself? Have a drink and have some pizza, and you don't think I can?
He's talking to her like she's an adult. Oh, we're just gonna have a drink together. Like, an alcoholic drink? She's fucking 13, dude.
Control myself and not have sex with her?
I don't know you at all.
Right, you don't
I
know.
would say you probably can't control yourself since you got in the car on a Saturday night and drove all this way to meet this girl you've never met, you chatted with about sex and pics and yada yada yada, and getting married and getting her mother's consent so you could have sex with her so it would be legal to try to, circumvent the law. You think that's normal?
No, it's not. I mean, even told her that.
And you almost light up like you're proud of that fact.
No.
It's
It's like, I told her that. So if you knew it, why are you doing it?
disturbing.
I'm not proud of it. I'm acting this way for several reasons. One, because
I'm a douchebag.
I'm probably too much shocked to realize this is even happening. I feel like that I'm dreaming right now. I'm not even sure this is real. And two, I know what my intentions were. And
You could say that, and maybe some of what you're saying is accurate and true. I don't know, but
It's not.
because I wrote on on Skype, I wrote all these messages stating that I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex if it's going to be against the law. How can you not interpret that as as me trying to obey, not trying to obey the law?
What an idiot.
How could you
The fact that you were trying to figure out a way to do it without breaking the law means that you intended to do it, and intending to do it is breaking the law.
interpret that?
how can I interpret it that you're not?
The-
The girl is 13 years
Okay, so
old.
keep going back to
And
that.
you're trying to, I'll be blunt. You want to be able to bang her, and the only way you think you're able to bang her and have sex with her is by getting her mother to sign a marriage application or
Right.
certificate.
Which is-
That's the only reason. You don't even care about the mother. In fact, the only reason you're at the house is because the mother is 1,500 miles away.
Right, and I realized that is would have been virtually impossible.
As it should be.
Right. But
God forbid it happened all the time. Where would our society be, right? All these creepy older guys would be going after these, middle school girls?
I don't look at it.
Fucking 6th or 7th grade, and that's who you're attracted to? And she's like, you said she's mature, and she's got, she's really smart.
I'm actually surprised this cop isn't more angry. Like, this would just be so frustrating trying to talk sense into this guy.
And she's really...
I don't look at it as going after her. I mean,
Well, you can drive, and she can't, so she's
Right.
not coming after you.
well, but she's pursuing me too, online and...
Yeah, with this little adolescent brain intellect of hers, right?
It's not
And
like
you're a guy that's my age, basically, and you've
That's
been
not
through
like-
college, and
yeah.
you've worked for 20 years, and you've been married and divorced, and this girl's like what should have been maybe a product of your marriage, like a young girl, 12 years old, 13 years old. And you're
Look,
gonna
I'm sorry, yes, it looks awful.
just say it is awful. Because I'm saying it looks awful. It is awful. It's kind of pissing me off, actually.
It's pissing me off too.
It doesn't just look awful.
No, well, it
If I
pisses,
walked in the library and you were leaning over my daughter's shoulder, talking to her, come to find out you're teaching her something about computers and everything's, it looks awful, but maybe it's not awful. Maybe I overreacted initially. This is fucking awful and disgusting, actually. Period. You're a dad, reverse it, and I'm you probably want to strangle me, right?
most likely,
I want to bang your daughter.
most likely.
Hello? Yeah, you would. You'd probably be over the table, like, trying
Most likely.
to kill me right now. Not most likely either. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, even like most other predators, when Chris asks him that question, like, if this was your daughter, how would you feel? They pretty much all admit, like, yeah, I would be pissed off. I think this guy and John Dupy are the only ones that are like, well, if it was a guy like me, I wouldn't have a problem.
You have a serious problem. And until you, like, admit it, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to get better. You're not going to, this stuff's not going to go away. I don't know when
Really?
it started. You need,
Really? You don't think this is enough for me to realize that?
I don't think you can,
You haven't even realized it. You haven't realized it in this instance. So why would you all of a sudden realize the error of your ways and not do it again? You don't think you did anything wrong.
help it because you keep on going like
Really?
this and saying, well, you don't know what my intentions were until you, like, admit the truth of
I-
what your actual intention
I'm
was.
reading.
You wanted to have sex with a fucking 13-year-old
That's not
girl.
what- I'm not
That's
gonna
why
do
the
that.
contract, that's why the mother comment about the signed contract,
No,
all those things,
not
is the
tonight.
only reason.
Not tonight.
Doesn't make a difference if it's tonight or tomorrow.
I'm being honest with you on this. I wasn't planning on having sex with her tonight.
You weren't planning on having sex with her tonight. How many times have girls said that about a date with a guy? I wasn't planning on having sex with a guy, and oh my God.
Yeah, just even if you didn't intend on it, just the fact that it was a possibility, just you discussed it in detail, and now you're alone with her. It's like a maybe. It could happen. It had been a topic of discussion. Even if it wasn't, it's still inappropriate that you're there alone with her. There's no way he could twist this into somehow being a little bit okay.
God, he was so handsome,
Okay,
and
so
it
you're
was
picking
really
apart.
nice, and you know,
You're
you
picking
weren't
apart.
planning on it.
You're
I wasn't
picking-
planning on, like, stubbing my
You're
toe,
picking
but I
apart
did.
what I'm saying.
No, because you're not being genuine. Like, be truthful. Just say,
Well, Dell didn't plan on stubbing her toe either, but she still did it 50 times. Things happen.
if you said, I was not going to, there was no way in hell. I was dropping the pizza, having a slice,
Well, that's
saying,
what,
damn,
that's
I'm
what
on
I'm
my way to
saying.
New York,
That's what
nice
I've
to
been
meet you.
saying all along is that
You
it
wait till the
wasn't-
mother's not home, you get the Cialis, and you talking about alcohol with a girl who's 13? That's a great idea. Let's drink with a 13-year-old.
wasn't gonna have sex. I just
Even if she starts freaking out and dropping all her clothes, you want no part of it.
leave.
Yeah, bullshit. You would not leave.
I believe that one. I don't, by the way.
Of course you don't. I know you don't.
Seriously,
Yeah, because he's a normal person.
dude, come on.
I know it's hard to believe because most guys all they think about is sex and that's all they want.
Says the guy who talked about mostly sex in his conversation with her, and then he accuses other guys of only thinking about sex, where most other guys don't do this kind of thing, and he does.
Sex. Yes, we talked about sex, but I was not going to have sex with her.
Yeah, we talked about having it, but we weren't going to do it, though, even though we talked about it a lot. And by we, I mean he.
I break the law.
Okay.
And that's obvious from my text messages.
You're still caught up on this. You're looking for an angle so that you wouldn't have to break the law, correct? You're not like not doing the deed.
If
You
it
want
came
you
to
want
that.
to you want to somehow circumvent it so that it would somehow be legal or okay in your mind,
Yeah, okay with everybody.
right?
How would that be okay with everyone? Like, does he really think that if he somehow figured out some legal loophole, like somehow he's the only guy in the country that was smart enough to figure out this convoluted legal loophole that would allow him to legally do this without consequence, he thinks that everyone would just be okay with it? They'd be like, yep, Jeff is following the law, therefore there's nothing weird about what he's doing. Is he insane?
But that was your intention. It wasn't like you, whoa, I gotta wait till she's 16, 17. I'm not touching this poor thing because she's only 13 years old. That wasn't your motivation. It was like, I want to bang her. I gotta get her mother to sign her over.
To be honest, I had nothing to do tonight. I really just wanted to like meet her and then figure out some, later what I was gonna do as far as all that other stuff.
All right.
I mean, you're painting me to be an evil person that doesn't care about anyone's well-being. And
if you cared about people's well-being, you wouldn't be trying to victimize a young person, regardless of what you say. What you're doing, you just having anything to do with this young person's life, is victimizing them. So you're not a good person.
I'm admitting to you that it's wrong. If anybody who hears a story like this is going to think I'm doing something wrong.
No shit.
Even you thought so.
If they don't know all the facts.
Well, you thought so too because you researched the law.
What do you mean we didn't know all the facts? We have your chat log, we have your phone calls, we have the interrogation, we have your appearance with Chris Hansen. We pretty much know everything there is to know to get a rough idea of what you were up to that night.
Right?
Yes, I was like researching stuff for things that I wanted to know. If I did this, what would happen? If I did that, what would happen?
This and that are the exact same thing. It is have sex.
Doesn't mean I was going to do it. I just wanted to know.
So you were going to put all this effort into researching all this stuff, all the sexual stuff you talked about. You put all this effort into research. You drove for 2.5 hours when the parents weren't home, but you had no intention of doing all that, of doing this thing that you put all the effort into trying to do. Like, how could you think we're going to believe him?
What would the ramifications be if you served her alcohol?
What are the rules?
And she got hammered at home with you. Is that cool? Did you circumvent that?
I wasn't going to let her get hammered.
You're just going to have a little vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A drink.
Just a little vodka. He's just like, a drink. That is, you're not allowed, you shouldn't be giving alcohol to any kids, definitely not someone else's kids. You can't just meet 13-year-olds and provide them with alcohol. It's so wrong.
Who are you in her life to even say that's okay?
Well, no, I'm not going to I'm not going to be forcefully take the bottle away from her. I'm just to say, let's have one drink.
You don't have to forcefully take it away from her. You shouldn't give her the bottle to begin with. Why are you giving her a bottle of vodka?
Have a drink. People, they have a drink.
With adults.
Hang out and have a drink. It's pretty normal.
Does he seriously think that's normal to do with a 13-year-old?
She's 13.
She's probably had many drinks.
At 13.
She said she has.
Do you see a psychiatrist or anybody?
Yeah.
You do it for what?
OCD, depression.
What do you take?
Drugs that.
Does it help?
I'm not sure.
What's your OCD? What are you fixated on?
Teenage girls, maybe?
I honestly don't want to get into it.
Because that's probably what we're talking about?
No, I mean, it's personal.
So what?
So what? Just tell me. And by telling me, you're telling the entire world on YouTube.
I just don't talk about it with everyone. It's difficult. So, I mean, I went to an OCD convention last month. I'm, trying to work on my issues. And it's tough.
I feel for you. It's probably horrible.
Yeah, life's so rough, Jeff Sokol.
I go through it every day.
And people might have had sympathy for you if you were a decent guy who didn't do this thing you got arrested for.
And it's tough. And sometimes, you know, I want to do things to distract myself, and, you know, so I don't have to go through it, because, like, the OCD happens a lot when I'm by myself. It happens much less when I'm with people. So, especially if I'm having fun, and I thought that tonight would have a fun night, and, you know, wouldn't have to deal with my OCD, or depression, or whatever.
So he's changed the conversation to the rough life that he leads.
Do you fixate on either, you know, porn or girls or younger girls? Is that ever the focus of your? No.
No.
You sure? You're kind of closing your eyes and shaking your head as if
I'm
it is.
tired. Yeah, it's never happened.
Okay.
I've never pursued a girl that age.
Is there anything on your phone that might, you know, show us any other younger females that maybe you communicate with, whether it's texting or calling or anything else? No.
No, I mean, when you say young females, yes, I mean, I talk to females, you know.
But what's a young female, younger female?
I'd be interested to know if any of these young females actually talk back to him, or if it's just him bothering them and trying to chat them up constantly, and they're, you know, maybe talking to him to be friendly, but they kind of want him to go away, and all the conversations are very short-lived because they eventually block him or just ignore him. I'd like to know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe he's a fun guy to talk to. I don't know, but I would be interested.
Other than Bailey. Who's Kim D?
She's 42.
Maria Chesley?
Ex-girlfriend.
There's a 617 number here. Who's this?
Client.
Client? 315 is Brian. I know.
Oh, he's my psychiatrist.
Kristen?
Friend.
Oh,
My age.
917.
Let's see if there's no.
It said your VM wasn't set. I looked into the case. It was closed.
Oh, that's a what?
Related to work.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad. Crits.
Yeah, it's a guy. Friend of mine.
Marnie.
Ex-girlfriend.
Older.
My age.
Chanel.
Oh,
He's just going through his phone person by person to see if there's any other minors in there.
that was a chick that I met in Vegas.
How old is she?
She's probably in her 20s.
So if you had your druthers, would you typically go for a girl that's...
Age isn't the primary.
No, but you tend to be attracted to maybe girls that are more like teen like or teeny boppers.
No, that's not true.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
It's not true though, because like
Maybe you're not. Maybe you are.
it's not.
So it doesn't matter. Maybe he's not normally, but he did this particular time, which is bad enough to send him to
I
prison.
mean, like I'm seeing last couple of girls that I've dated. Actually, the last 3 have been my age.
Were you happy with them, or were you not satisfied because you're looking for something else, like a younger type
I was happy.
girl?
I was happy. But they just, you know, for whatever reason, didn't work out. I mean,
There was no sexual issue with them. Everything was cool. They were attractive, whatever, to you.
correct.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is this going to be on YouTube?
What did you arrest me on? Like what?
Well, since nothing really happened, it's criminal attempt.
Right, so that's what I'm.
And I think you signed the form downstairs. You should have seen the charges, but it's criminal attempt at sexual assault first degree.
Sign what form?
The yellow, we call them the UAR forms. There's 4 sheets.
Yeah, you said that I was just signing that.
But they have your charges on there, on the bottom. You didn't see your charges?
No, I thought it was
They go
just
over
signing.
your
I
charges.
just thought it was just signing that I gave him fingerprints.
Okay, well, that's not exactly the case. You're arrested they're felonies. It's criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree.
I would never agree to that.
Well, it doesn't matter if you agree. You don't have to agree.
You don't have to agree to it. It's not like you could disagree with the charges and they're not allowed to charge you. Either way, you're being charged with that.
That's what we're charging you with.
All right, but I'm saying, like, I would never sign.
You're not signing that you're guilty. You're signing that the information on the sheet is accurate.
And that you charge me. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you didn't sign it, would it change anything? No. It doesn't mean like, oh, he doesn't admit to this.
Okay, so what were the charges again?
Criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree, because you obviously didn't actually engage in that, but we believe that was your intention. Enticing a minor and risk of injury to a minor. You're shaking your head.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you mean? Why are you shaking your head?
But like honestly, there isn't a mirror in front of you, but there's a reflection. Like if you really look at yourself and think about what occurred, I think you're probably a very bright guy. I imagine you might be, but you're still in this weird funk of like denial. Like, yeah, it's not what you think. I wasn't going to do that. Like truly look at yourself and be like,
I don't think he's capable of it. I think he either believes his own bullshit or he's just in such denial that he was going to do this. I don't think there's any help in him.
fucked up bad. I
I
tried
would
to
say
circle-
fucked up if I'm very clear.
No, there's people that maybe get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever.
No, it's fucked up by coming down.
No, you fucked up by contacting a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. You coming down was just like the very end of it. It was just like wrapping it up. An extra charge. The entire conversation was already illegal. You'd already crossed the point of no return by then.
Girl, dude. 13-year-old girl.
I never.
Coming here was just like one arm of the whole thing, one little tentacle. If you're texting a girl who's 13 about getting laid with her, getting her mother to sign a marriage certificate, and I'm being redundant, drinking alcohol that her mother has a bottle of vodka, those are the fucked up. The whole point of you even communicating with the girl is fucked up. Never mind the rest of it. It's not just coming here. You know what I mean? That's just the end result. You know, the finality part of it, I guess you'd say. But
The finale. It's better than the way I put it.
the fact that you even
I'm not sure.
communicated with her. If I was talking to a girl that I ever found out she was at my age, like less than 20 years old, I'd be like, honey, good luck in your search and your chase, whatever, but it ain't happening with me, you know what I mean? And you're talking to a girl you know or think is 13 years old. That's a problem. So until you actually like admit that to yourself and be like, either it's the OCD that got the best of you, maybe you're depressed, maybe you just needed to hang out, you're
I don't think OCD causes you to do this.
lonely. There's all kinds of reasons. We all have excuses for all kinds of behavior. I could make up stuff too. Maybe some of it's true, but it doesn't excuse, again, talking to a child and trying to have sex with her.
Again, when you say that, I honestly, I don't think it's fair to say that.
Oh, come on.
You put it in your words how tonight should be looked at
I
by.
understand that, how everybody here would think that. I understand that.
You would think it too.
Like, does he really think that other normal people, other grown, well-adjusted adults would look at what he did if they found out and be like, yeah, that's okay, you seem like a good guy, you didn't do anything wrong? There's no one that would not look at him with absolute disgust and condemn him for doing what he did. It's a reason he went to prison for it.
What do you do exactly? You're an insurance
I
company.
would think that.
You would know it. You would do a report on it and be like, this fucking guy is trying to bang this chick, like tonight. You know, you didn't come down 3 days ago when the mother was home. You didn't come down during broad daylight. You came down a Saturday night, booze, Cialis, yada, yada, yada. I didn't search your car, but, you know, there's something else in your car. You know, a lot of guys bring condoms and different things and stuff like this. I don't know if you had those, but your mother could sign, so it won't be an issue. Come on, just please. for your well-being in the future. Like, admit it to yourself and digest it and get help for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
I've learned a lesson.
It's sick.
I learned a lesson.
It's not just like, you're on the fringe, it's a little questionable. No, this is like horrible. You know, this is like awful.
You have a view. You think it's awful. I think it's bad, but my intentions were good. My intentions were never to have sex with her.
Never?
My intentions were not to have sex with her.
When?
Yeah, again, it's like, yeah, maybe not today. Even that's doubtful, but perhaps not today. But eventually, and there's no way he's waiting until she's an adult.
Unless
You said it before.
Unless it was perfectly
Maybe
legal.
not tonight.
Unless it was perfectly legal. We'll never risk that.
Okay. So regardless of like the
I mean,
fact that
it-
she's that age, if there was some weird loophole in some, you know,
I even said it, though.
older law
I
that we
said it
could
over
get,
and
we could get
over.
some
Detective.
relative to sign something to do something. Okay, now it's legal. She's still fucking 13 years old, dude.
If we fell in love with each other,
You're falling in love with a 13-year-old?
Are you really at that level with this chick? This like kind of.
I said if.
Aren't you jumping like way ahead?
Yeah, I always
She's
think that way.
13.
I always think
You
that
wanted to
way.
get her drunk tonight, basically.
See,
You did. You did. Come on, we looked at your phone. Right?
Well, yeah, it says that, but
Yeah, it says that, but yeah, but I don't do or intend what I say though. If you said all this stuff but you didn't really intend it, it means you're a liar, and if you're a liar, it means we can't believe anything you say. So you denying all this stuff is just complete bullshit because we can't believe you.
I didn't say.
doesn't mean we weren't going to just have one drink. So again, you're assuming all this stuff.
13.
You're assuming.
Okay, now he's starting to get mad.
Drinking vodka. You didn't say, well, you could have a little sip. And who are you in her life, anyways, to even talk about that? Come on. I don't want to go round and round with you. It's getting late.
Yeah, this has really gotten nowhere. It's basically been like an hour and a half of arguing with this guy over stuff that should be blatantly obvious, but that Jeff can somehow not understand.
It's kind of frustrating. I was hoping you'd
It's frustrating for us too.
come
I'm sorry.
around to like the side that is like kind of right, and maybe when you looked at what you did tonight, you'd be like, holy
Can I
fuck,
just
did
say
I
something?
fuck up? Yeah.
Of course, I'm not an idiot. I understand.
Are you sure? I'm kind of starting to think you are.
Either.
I
That's why I'm
understand.
surprised that you're kind of stoic. Like, no, my intentions were pure. They were,
Well, I'm just being honest. But listen, I understand. I understand that there's a lot of wrong.
debate.
There's a lot of wrong here. I understand
Yeah,
that.
totally.
And
You are the adult in the equation. It's not like you're, 15 and she's 12 and like, you should know better. You're 44.
And honestly, even that would be a big difference. If it was 12 and 15, the parents would still have a big issue with it. He's freaking 44.
listen, like I said, detective, I know this is wrong. I know that it looks awful.
Yeah.
And if I was to walk out of here right now, I've learned a nasty lesson. And
You have not learned what lesson have you learned? You don't even think you did anything wrong. He's learned no lesson. He would just be like, oh man, I got to figure out a way that I could do this without not only circumventing the law, but I have to get around it possibly being a sting. He just would have been more secretive. He hasn't learned his lesson. All he learned was be careful because it might be a setup, and then he would try to find a way to make sure it wasn't a setup, but he would just do it again anyway.
that never to like even go near this again because it's not worth it, no matter what the intentions are.
It's not because it's not worth it, it's because it's wrong.
That's what I've learned. I mean, I'm scared shitless right now. I'm not showing it, maybe. This is my personality. A lot of people think I'm, some people think I'm cocky. Some people think I'm confident, but whatever. I mean, a lot of times I'm not. That's my personality. I know I have weaknesses. Yes, I'm lonely. I mean, I've had trouble with, meeting people, just, so, yeah, I go online and I talk to people. It's like something to do, something A lot of people
Just make sure those people are over 18. It's not a hard rule to follow.
do it. I've talked to other people about that.
So what?
But why they talk to random people? Because I want to know what other people like. What are they? You know,
I don't have, nobody has an issue with, you're all consenting adults. If you're talking to random people, by all means, do what
She
you
was
want
the
to
only
do.
one that happened to be, yeah. But
How could it be
other-
what?
Young.
Young? Yeah, like 13.
Yes, too young. I shouldn't
Not
I
like
shouldn't be talking to her.
17 or
I
16.
get it. I shouldn't be talking to her. I get it.
You're just not digesting that whole part of it, like it's how wrong that is. You're just still kind of like, well, you're lonely. So yeah, everybody's got a song and a dance and say, oh, you have OCD and I'm lonely, I'm depressed, and okay, fine, but she's 13. You can be your, if you are, no offense, like lonely, depressed self at 44 and
I know
try to
that.
cope with that as an adult person in society, right? Medication and other avenues, and you got probably insurance and a good job, and you're going to prey on a 13-year-old girl?
I know.
And give her alcohol to fuck her? To make yourself feel better on a Saturday night? Like, seriously, that's what happened. I just about guarantee it. So, you say what you want, I don't want to argue with you, no offense.
I don't wanna argue with
you
you
believe
either.
what you believe, supposedly, I'm not sure if you even do. And I kind of know what I know, and that's it. But your charges, I told you about your charges, I'll show them to you downstairs. And if they didn't talk to you about bond yet, maybe they didn't. We'll talk about bond with the lieutenant, and you know, that's kind of it for this moment. But do you have any questions for me? We're just kind of going around and around, you know, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's frustrating for you.
Oh, shut up.
Well, it'd be less frustrating, and I'd feel better about you in the whole situation.
He's trying to pretend like it's the cop's fault for being. I'm sorry, it's frustrating for you. This is frustrating for everyone. Stop trying to pretend that you're the superior moral one here.
If you were like, oh my God, did I fuck up or what? Like, that was horrible. I probably did want to get laid. Sometimes, whether it's the OCD or depression or both get the best of me, I was focused on her, nobody else is in my, whatever, I don't put words in your mouth, but like something like that. But do you see how fucked up this is, you know, Jeff? Oh my God, I do, and I gotta get help, but you're still acting like your intentions were pure and you really aren't gonna do anything so bad. That's just not true. I'd give you the benefit of the doubt if I thought there was a benefit, there was a doubt, but there isn't. At the end of the day, nobody got hurt because we stepped in. I don't know that this has never happened before, where you were successful in your conquest or whatever you want to call it, but at least today, like,
Conquest is an interesting way to put it.
we were able to step in. You didn't get hurt. She didn't get hurt because she, you know, we were there. But if we weren't, the 12 or 13-year-old girl would probably be cocked right now. And you'd be, as an adult man, doing kind of whatever you wanted to her, with her. And her mother's not home till whatever, tomorrow or the next day.
I mean, if you see in the notes, I wasn't planning on staying over. I told her that. I told her I had to go home.
You don't need to stay over to do what you intended to do. You could be there quite briefly and still cause her great harm.
Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I wish I had more text about that stuff, but I mean, it's just not.
More texts would only convict you further. We have enough text to get the general idea of what you intended.
Stuff that you.
There's probably a lot of innocent texts. I'm sure there are. Like, most of us, we have got, like, stupid, you know, just kind of...
Yeah, just because there's some texts that don't seem bad or incriminating doesn't mean you're allowed to say all the bad stuff you did. Even if it's 99% good, but you said a few very inappropriate things, that's still wrong.
Random little thoughts and things, but when you're talking, again, with this younger girl about, you know, having sex with her, and it's just... I don't know how you try to defend what your intentions were, because I just don't think they were...
You're a detective.
Yeah.
Why would I tell her all of the ramifications? I could go to jail, blah, 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 all this stuff about being with a minor. Why would I go through all that telling her that if I didn't, like, actually care about it? I do care.
What?
You care about getting caught. You don't want to get caught.
No, I care about because I don't even know if I can trust her. You know,
Right, so you're warning her to not tell anybody.
well, even saying that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's
Well,
like,
otherwise you wouldn't say it, right?
no, but like it doesn't really, in the end, it doesn't mean anything if you don't know somebody. You know,
True, I
don't
mean,
know if
she
I can trust
could
her
be
anyway.
blurting out to everybody on Facebook, but you were telling her for self-interest to kind of protect your own ass.
Yeah, nothing he was doing or saying to her was for her benefit or anyone else's benefit other than her own or his own.
Because you know it's wrong, and she may or may not know it's wrong, but you're telling her it's wrong, and you can get in a lot of trouble, so you're kind of warning her, like, keep it quiet, and...
Yeah, but I also know, detective, I also know that this type of thing, if I was to go through with this, like you think I was going to do, I also know that just because she says that she's not going to tell anyone, I can't take her on her word, and that's why I wasn't going to have sex with her. I wanted to meet her, and that's it.
All right, so
If he just wanted to meet up with her, why would it have to be alone in the house? He could have met her in a public place. The reason he didn't want to meet her in a public place was because the kind of stuff he wanted to do to her couldn't be done in public.
You don't believe me, but
no offense, I really don't, but
no, no.
if you drank some vodka and you limited her to her intake, or supposedly, and she got a little bit drunk, and her mother got upset tomorrow because half the bottle of vodka's gone, and she rats you out, or the mother goes to the phone and finds out that you were over, you're okay with that? That's okay?
No.
Getting a 13-year-old drunk on a Saturday night?
No,
And you know what the second allegation would be, right?
No.
The mother's gonna be like, this weird guy from Boston came down and fucked my daughter, and I want to do a rape kit, and I want to arrest it. And
Right, looks bad.
the daughter's gonna say, no, we didn't have sex, and you're gonna say, no, I don't know what you're talking about. We have to do this whole thing.
Yeah, that's it too. Like, even the cop's kind of right. Like, even if his intentions were good, which they weren't, it doesn't mean it couldn't somehow work out badly for him, because if the parents or any adult found out he was there, they're going to assume the worst. They're going to call the cops, and the cops are probably going to come and arrest him, and he's going to, maybe in the court, you have to prove guilt, not innocence. But in the court of public opinion, everyone's going to assume the worst. He's still going to be dragged into an interrogation room, and the cops are, especially if the mom found the text, it's like, look at everything he said to her. Look at all the inappropriate sexual things he said. Who the hell is going to believe that he went there and didn't do anything, especially if he was giving her alcohol? So even if he went there with the purest intentions, if he was the best guy ever, why would he put himself in a situation like that that's just going to make him look that bad? It's so dangerous. The only reason he did it was because he intended to do that, and he thought he could get away with it.
In reality, maybe it did have sex. And we think, I wouldn't be charging you if I didn't think that was your intention, just so you know.
So you can charge me based on...
You've already been charged. Yeah, those 3 charges. Criminal attempt. Because if we were in these positions in that house, and you actually had that girl, like that real girl, and you came down to meet her, yeah, we believe that was your intention, yes. To have sex with her. Not to kiss her and give her a hug, but to have sex with her.
Okay.
You wouldn't be here otherwise.
All right,
That's our intention.
I understand.
I mean, that's our position, so... anyways, I don't want to, again, go round and around with it.
Right, and I don't want you to think that that I'm just not taking this seriously.
I think you're taking it seriously. I just don't think you're being honest with yourself.
Yeah, he's taking it seriously. He just doesn't see what he did wrong.
No, you're not unique in that. A lot of people try to...
I'm admitting, yes. I mean, I agree to all that. We talked about having sex, and we talked about...
Are you a virgin? Like, why do you give a fuck if this girl's a virgin if you're not going to have sex with her? Which, again, we've already gone round and round. Like, I know what you're...
Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere with this guy. He's just clearly in denial and won't admit to anything.
I believe I know what your intentions were. But it's like, you can ask a 13-year-old girl that?
Yeah, all the predators ask that question, like all of them. Jeff's trying to pretend that he's different and he's just somehow a better person, but he still played the same predator rule book that they all play. Like he asked the exact same questions. He did the same things, just more and more annoying.
You slept with one guy more than once, a couple times. I'm surprised. I went through that. Most girls at your age are virgins, so I'm impressed.
Who would do it?
What?
Who would do it? Okay. I mean, I realize, I guess I can't say it any differently. I know I shouldn't have been talking to her, and I regret that. And
That makes me feel a little better.
I'm never-
Initially, you're like, I shouldn't have come down here. No, you fucked up when you started talking to her.
yes,
That's wrong.
you're right, I shouldn't be.
Period.
Yeah, the second you reached out to her is the second things went wrong for you. The second you made a huge criminal mistake.
Sure. I shouldn't.
And then it only got worse from there.
I shouldn't be tempted like that, to come down and yes, then
I shouldn't be tempted like that. Is he trying to say that she tempted him to come?
you're saying that one thing leads to another, and sex can happen, but I'm being honest, and I'm being honest when I say I was not going to have sex with her. I was not going to risk going to jail.
Not today, right? Supposedly, maybe not today.
I wasn't making that decision right now.
Who was it?
Me, I wasn't going to make that decision. I was just going to meet her and see if I even liked her or she liked me. I mean, that's really.
What if you hit it
He
off?
still doesn't get it.
I mean, you have a glass of vodka or whatever, orange juice and vodka or something.
But
She's cute, and you're like, get the house to yourself, and you got a Cialis burner a hole in your pocket.
I'm telling you, I went in with the mindset that I wasn't going to have sex with
Yeah,
her.
that's great.
That's the mindset, because I don't want to
I'm going to
jail.
places. I'm going to places with a good mindset, and the shit goes upside down within a minute, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't care about circumstances.
I know you did.
What the hell does that mean?
And you researched it and everything.
Right, I care about it. I don't want to go to jail. So I mean, why risk it? Why risk my whole life? I didn't.
Yeah, but you end up going to prison for this. And the thing is, if he was researching it, he's trying to do all this research to figure out how to do this legally. He's looking all this stuff up online. In that research, he should have read something to tell him that what he's doing is illegal, and then he go to prison for it because he did. So I just don't get it.
I think going down to meet her and just like see if I liked her was going to be an issue because I had no bad intentions.
No, it's open for debate.
I know it's open for debate. It looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. I agree.
All right, listen, we've probably beat this dead horse.
I know we have.
Going around and around, but
Listen, I understand.
I'm glad you talked to me.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
I understand why you think. I get it. I get why you think my intentions were different. I get
Because
it.
you think it too.
No, I get it.
Yeah, as you should, as everybody should. Period. No big deal. I don't even know you. You're probably like a decent human being somewhere in there, and made really bad choices.
Why would I lie to you though? Why would I lie to
Because you don't want to go to jail. That's obvious.
you?
Because you can't face the truth. That's the reality. I mean, it could be a combination of the OCD stuff.
Do you think if I walk out of here right now that I would do this again
Yep, guaranteed.
after all of this?
Today?
No, never. Yeah, if I walked out right now, do you think I would do this again ever again?
Right away?
And whenever in my life.
Probably not right away. Do I think you'd do it eventually if you didn't seek some type of help for it?
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So many of these guys do. We've had guys go to prison for this, and they get out and do it again. If you're unable to control your actions and you don't even see anything wrong with it, why would you not do this again? If you think you're in the right, he would obviously do this again, thinking that he's doing the right thing and he's not doing anything wrong, and he would put himself in this position, maybe even lying to himself and telling himself that he would not do anything inappropriate with the girl. But as soon as they're alone and they've been drinking, he would. Like, how does he think that we would not think that he wouldn't do this? It's so clear that he would. He might wait a while, like he might be scared now, but that if he got away with it this time, if they let him off with a warning, that fear would kind of dissipate over the coming weeks, and eventually he would start reaching out to people again, and then he would try to find another minor and then go through this process again. He would just be more careful, knowing the possibility there might be a sting, and you might try to meet her in public or whatever reason we've seen other guys do to try to get around it, and you know, who knows what would have happened, but it's very, very likely that he would try to do it again.
I don't know one guy. I don't know, maybe guys I know do it, and I'm unaware of it, but I don't know anybody in my personal life or professional life, even in their 20s, that would talk to a 12 or 13-year-old girl about anything other than coaching soccer because their daughter plays on the team. Nothing sexual. There's no texting. There's nothing creepy.
I'm just asking you what you think of me. Like, do you think that could control myself and not do this in bed? Do you think I've learned a lesson?
You just told me you have OCD so bad you went to a convention. You apparently can't control yourself at certain times, right?
Yeah,
no
but,
offense.
Yeah, but OCD is unrelated.
Whatever, maybe it is. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's other issues.
It's unrelated. I can control
from the
myself.
medication. Well, could you control yourself with this?
Well, I can control myself by actions. I can control my actions.
You drove down and the mother's going and you want to get her drunk.
So do you think that I would do this again?
Yes.
After all of this, after like all this.
I'm going to say I hope not, because I don't want to argue with you.
You don't think you insulting me.
If you would do this.
You're insulting me.
If you would do this up until.
Oh, we're insulting you, are we? Oh, we're so sorry, Jeff Sokol.
This is tonight. This isn't like 6 months ago, right? This is like right now, tonight. Do I think you would do it if for some reason you got out of this and there was some kind of weird, hey, Jeff, you're all set, don't worry about court, no problem, those charges are dropped, see you later. Do I think you would do it again? Yeah, I do. I'd probably just about bet my life and career on it, actually. Because I don't think anybody would do that. And then, do I think it's the first time he did it? No, I don't.
Okay.
Because that's just, if it is the first time, it's almost more bizarre than if it's not. Because if it's the first time, what the fuck drove you to do that? Or I would.
Does it really matter? Like, he still did it. Doesn't why he did it doesn't matter. The fact is he was willing to do it.
Understand it more if you said, yeah, I was kind of like the younger teenage girls, and this girl's a little younger than most, but you know what I mean? But you're actually acting like, well, no, she was pretty cool. I want to hang out. I'm like, that's just, to me, it's I can't wrap my head around that. Again, knowing girls of that age, I know what they look like and act like. Other than texting, like stuff like, hey, there's a game tomorrow, make sure everybody's there or something, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for you're a virgin or whatever, all the other stuff we've already covered. So until you recognize that and like kind of accept it,
Doesn't mean
and
anything.
there's the guy that's looking at you right there in that little reflection, then you're never gonna get well either.
You can't take me at my word when I say.
I don't know you.
that
No, we can't, obviously, because you're lying.
I've learned.
Oh, I'm sure you learned. It's probably
Yeah, how many criminals could say that in interrogation? Just take my word for it.
sucks, yeah. I'm sure that in that respect,
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to go near this situation.
You wouldn't want to. Do I think you can control it?
Really? You don't think I could? Really?
No, because why would you do it if you could control it? As soon as you found out she was 12 or 13, whatever's in dispute here, you should have been like, peace.
Yeah, that's like what most people would do. He was all over that. He did not say peace. He just doubled down and kept talking to her in a very inappropriate way and drove to her house. The fact that he's even trying to justify this is beyond all reason.
I'm out of here. Good luck with the teenage boys or whatever. Instead, you continue this whole thing for weeks.
No, it's wrong to do
And
that.
drive from a major metropolitan area where there's probably, to be crude, all kinds of women, let's just say, and you're coming down to Fairfield, Connecticut to meet this 13-year-old.
Hard to meet women where I am, but anyway, so that's another story.
You get my point.
I know your point.
There's millions of people in the Boston area, the people that are transient and regular,
If I really
permanent
If I really wanted to prey on 13-year-old girls, why wouldn't I just do it up in Boston?
Maybe you do that too.
Maybe you do. I don't know.
There's also the possibility that you don't want to do it close to home because you want it to be far away, not realizing that if they have video cameras there and they put it on television and on YouTube, that it doesn't really matter if you travel hours away or do it close to home. Either way, but we've seen guys do it close to home. We see guys travel 5-6 hours. It doesn't matter where you do it.
I don't know, right? You don't know me, I don't know you. So I'm assuming that, this is the first time possibly, but do I know that? No, I don't know that.
So my question is, can you tell me the bond, what bond is?
I actually don't know, but when I walk you downstairs, I'll find out.
Okay. What's the next, what's gonna happen?
Well, there's going to be a bond, and either you're able to post the bond, at which point you would usually get a bondsman and get out and have a future court date. I didn't see what they gave you for a court date. If you can't post the bond, today's Saturday night, we keep you till Monday morning, and we bring you over to the court in Bridgeport. At which point you'd be arraigned, and they either continue or keep the bond at that level, or they would drop it down, or maybe in the meantime you made arrangements to post the bond. Does that make sense? So if you can't post the bond, you're going to be in our custody from today until Monday morning, and you could actually remain in
Unless he can be turned over to his mother's custody.
custody, even though you go to court that day, depending on the bond. But if the bond is doable for you, you would get out and return to court, like say in 2 weeks, to go to your first court date.
Which would be.
That would be like, that would be down here in Bridgeport next to Fairfield, and that would be like your first court date of probably several regarding this. I'm not trying to beat you up. It was a horrible decision. I hope it was the first time you ever did this.
Like, this guy is much nicer to Jeff than Jeff deserves, or that probably a lot of other investigators would be.
It was the first one, yes, it was a little.
But it's.
I guess it just hasn't.
It's terrible.
Hasn't, like.
And you'll get it at some point. I
I
don't know you, but
I know.
you'll be like, holy fuck.
Yeah, he'll get it at some point when he's sitting his first night in the prison cell. He's like, yep, this is bad.
What did I do?
I have already, as soon as that guy walked in, I said that in my
Right.
head. But
Yeah, as soon as you got caught, you realized you did something wrong.
yeah, I don't know how the bond thing works.
I'll find out what it is when I bring you downstairs, and just, you can make a phone call at some point and see if you could raise it. If you just want to sit quiet for tonight, we put you in a cell with a blanket. You go to bed, we give you breakfast in the morning, we keep you, tomorrow Sunday, we keep you all day, till Monday morning, we bring you to court. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm just worried about my dog at home, so to figure out what to do with that. So I was planning on going home tonight.
Well, I mean, depending on what the bond is, but
If I can't, I don't know. We'll see what it is, I guess.
usually, have you ever been arrested or in any trouble?
No.
Never in your life? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just grab somebody and we'll go downstairs, okay?
Use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Let me just
Yeah.
get somebody quick to give me a...
Yeah.
All right, and that's it for Jeff Sokol. So yeah, this one was a trial to sit through. It was so frustrating, but still interesting, I guess, on a certain level. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.